Becase Mille Falche, which means in Gaelic 100,000 welcomes.
Oh, it'd be fantastic to win this thing. First thing I would do is set up story performances over in Greece, and I'd like to do it in one of the ancient theaters.
Why would I not want to be able to go from Marathon to Athens and trace the original steps?
Going to Greece with my wife and my family and having a great time. Let's win this.
Just like in sports, I'm sure Jim would say the same thing. You don't play for individual awards.
Oh, yeah, I'd love to be able to say I beat all these guys.
I'm trying to go to Greece.
I'm here to win the whole thing.
I've come here to chew gum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubble gum.
It really is about winning.
Yeah, heck yeah, I'm here to win it.
I'm here to do my best.
Everybody has some pride. Victory has 1,000 fathers, but defeat is an orphan. I plan on winning tonight.
Here doing mental push-ups.
Winning is really important. What's even greater is inspiring. That's what you do with this show.
Well, you're in it to win it, or why be in it at all?
I'm about winning.
I think I'd be more interested in the prize.
It's about the prize.
I am here to go for the gusto.
Why are you keeping score if you don't want to win?
102 Hall of Famers.
And because I'm going to win it. We all want to win.
I'm here to win.
Of course, I'd love to win.
I'm always in it to win it, Avi.
I'm definitely in it to win it.
I've already won.
I hate losing. I want to go to Greece.
It's about the pride. You don't want to come in second. You want to be first.
Well, of course I am. I don't do nothing to lose.
Yes, I do. Of course I do. I want to go to Greece.
I have a newborn daughter. I'm here to win it for her.
Wouldn't be on here if I wasn't going to win something.
Yes, I'm going to win it all, man.
I'm winning it all, baby.
Going for it. Party people! That's right. I'm here. Nothing better than the top. Well, I'm going to give it 110%.
We don't go out with no losing mentality.
I'm here to win. Yeah.
Yes, I'm here to win the whole thing, man. I don't get in the ring for losing, man. I'm like in the ring right now.
Do the best I can. Looking forward to it.
But I am here to win.
I'm here to win it.
If it has competition in it, I definitely want to be the one to win it.
And have to want to win this thing.
Devontae always gets his man.
I'm going to win.
I don't play. I just win.
Why not? I've been to Greece once. I'd love to see it again.
Of course. So yeah, darn right I want to win this thing.
Just say this, Avi. Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
And I want to take away that chicken dinner. So yes, I want to win this whole shebang.
Listen, I got the whole pride of my family riding on tonight's event.
The most dangerous place on this show is between me and that prize. That's all I'm going to say.
I'm a winner. I was born a winner. I didn't come here to lose.
You had me at Greece, baby. I told you I've never been.
Everyone's here to win.
Would you want to win this entire thing, Mr. Douglas?
Most definitely.
I love it, guys.
I'm a bad man.
Yes, you are.
I can fight.
But I'm here to win this entire TKN celebrity game.
I don't play unless I'm going to win.
Winning is not an option. I got to be a legend because I won.
Yes, it would be lovely.
So yeah, I'm here to win it. Damn it, I'm here to win it.
I didn't come here to lose.
I mean, why not, man? I mean, my wife loves Greece.
Hey, I'm not here for a participation trophy.
Definitely here to win it all, man.
I don't know anything but winning, so let's go.
If you ask me if I want to win, I always want to win. Anytime I can get a free trip to Greece and $13,000, I'm in it.
If I win, I would be over the moon.
You know, winning isn't everything. It is the only thing.
And then after that,
I think she played Kathy Shumway, maybe?
Yeah, she was Kathy Shumway. Very good. That's very impressive.
I mean, that was fantastic. You are great. The only other person that has that kind of spontaneity and the gift of gab was the late, great Chick Hearn. We thought Golden Throat was gone, but he's reincarnated in you.
You're sheer 9 or 10. You're probably 9.5.
Oh.
10 is, no one's perfect. But honest to God, you're terrific. You do your homework. And
I appreciate
I've done
that.
everybody. You know, I've done everything. I've done, in the 80s, I did Johnny Carson. I did,
Sure.
Merv Griffin. I did it all. And you're very energetic and good. You ask the right questions.
Now, if I hear any giggling...
Another trio of questions, now more underrated. We have Billy D. Williams, Italian men named Skippy, or Unicycle.
Abolish the political parties.
I'll tell you this, Avi, you definitely do your homework. Hey, like I said, the good thing about you're extremely prepared.
Louis Brazzi sleeps with the fishes. Luca Brazzi.
Oh, where'd you get that book from?
Yeah, there we go.
That's my earful. That's
Yeah.
easy. I tell you what, you did your homework.
John Amos.
Man, what an introduction. I hope I can live up to that. God bless you. I'm prepared to take on this challenge of this wonderful monologue that you've written, and I couldn't think of anything I'd rather do after I read it again for maybe the third or fourth time.
I've just been waiting on one of those introductions, and I was sitting there watching the opening of the show, seeing all these guys talk about, oh man, thank you, that was the greatest introduction we've ever had. And I'm sitting here, I'm saying to myself, please, I'm waiting on him to introduce me.
Thank you for that great introduction. This is awesome.
Avi, thank you, man. That is quite the introduction. I've done a ton of these things, as you know. I've never had an intro like that.
It's good to be able to see that you bring people together that, you know what, maybe one of the world's problems will get solved by listening to this show. And I want you to accept the accolades that you get from all of these brilliant people. They tell you that you're smart. They tell you that you're exposed. These are comments and compliments that you have to say, thank you very much, I accept.
Thank you. That's the best introduction I've ever heard in my life. You know something? You need to quit the show and be my moderator. That will...
Thank you. You said things about me that I don't even remember. And what a collection of wonderful personalities you have.
I think you should write my own book like the intro. Would you do that again?
You're amazing, brother. I was always known as a good talker, but I don't know what the hell to say after listening to you. You're amazing.
Thanks, man. That was great. I love the introduction. Yes.
I'll be like, move it.
My friend, I am glad that I'm getting to know you. You are one hell of a human being.
Oh, man, thank you, Avi. I appreciate it, man.
Wow, dude. And that is amazingly everything that's happened in my life up till this moment right now.
I did. It's so unusual to be engaged in what everybody else is saying.
Because when you could stay on and do this, I could have stayed on for hours more.
I had a great time. It was great. I mean, your intro for me was just awesome, but also the intro to the show was like, wow, you have all of these people.
Oh, I had a blast, man. This was absolutely phenomenal.
It's completely different. I mean, it's not like a podcast.
You have something amazing going with the show but you're there and you're educating us. You're taking people from different eras, different disciplines. You're taking us out of our comfort zone. You're making us fall in love with people that we didn't know.
I had a wonderful time, Dolly. You gave me good eargasm tonight, man. I love your voice. I love the things that you talk about, man. Is eargasm a word?
It is now.
I may have had great intros, but I shall never have better.
Wow, man. You need to go everywhere with me with that intro, man.
Holy smokes, Avi. Where did you get that information from?
Welcome to the show, my friend.
Of my face, even when I came on, I'm just like in awe.
Avi, thank you very much. That was absolutely beautiful, man.
Oh my gosh, I am overwhelmed. that was incredible and exciting.
Well, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much. That was awesome.
Wow. Oh, my dear, what an intro. Boy, you do your homework.
Hey, Avi, beautiful. Great entree.
Thank you very much. Hell of a info, I tell you that.
Thank you, Avi. That was, oh man, I got chill bumps just listening to you.
That was a good introduction.
Wow. That was great, man.
Damn. I didn't know I was that famous. Thank you for letting me know who I am.
Well, Avi, thank you very much for that warm welcome.
Hey, thank you, Avi. I got to say, that's one of the better introductions I've ever had.
I just experienced sympathy cardio. My heart rate's about 120 beats a minute just listening to that intro, brother.
Wow. Holy moly, mother of God.
I need to get a copy of that because that's going to be my eulogy.
Oh, that's quite an intro, my friend.
Appreciate it, man. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, Avi. I don't think I've ever had an intro like that.
Welcome. Thank you for having me on. That was the best introduction ever, man.
What's going on, man? Appreciate that. That intro was awesome.
Wow. I just feel like I walked out to an arena.
The greatest wealth is when you can share it with someone. You can express your deepest feelings, but the greatest wealth is to be able to say that I have a friend. And I feel an unbelievable level of wealth. And a lot of that is because I have somebody like you.
Thank you, Avi. And if I could say something to you.
Yes,
you know, I've been through a really rough time the last month, and I really thank your support. I lost my father, and you were the first person to support me and all that, and I thank you so much for that. It meant a lot to me.
Did you find the technique itself helpful when it came to observing your scene partner staying present instead of strictly relying upon memory?
It's a great question, Avi.
I really enjoyed this, man. You're a smart guy, and you ask really good questions. And
Last name Mantegna, first name Joe. Joe, welcome, my friend.
I think I have whiplash, Avi. Thank you very much.
What a hell of an introduction. That was cool, man. I don't even think Michael Buffer did it better than you, brother.
I stand in awe of your memory and your ability to rhyme.
What an incredible introduction, Avi. That is probably the best introduction I've ever had.
Jake Roberts, my friend.
Wow, that was scary.
I am so grateful for our friendship. And you know what? You appreciate things in people that make such a difference.
This is different. I don't even know where you come up with these questions. You're so innovative. I love it, man, because it got me thinking.
It was intellectually stimulating, which is a unique thing in this world of ours today.
I had a fabulous time. Thanks for having me on the show.
And Avi, great job. This is interesting and different.
It was awesome. It was really great.
Wow, thank you. What an amazing introduction.
And I really enjoyed every minute of it, man. Thank you so much for having me, and I'm just happy I made it to the next round.
And you, Avi, I have a great deal of respect for your resume as well. I mean, I've done many interviews over the years, but this has been one of the most fun by far.
Well, thank you very much. I can't think of a better way to begin the new year than with you.
Have fun tonight, my friend?
Yes, I did. People are willing and open. I like that.
Wasn't sure what to expect. You're number one in my book as far as putting on a podcast.
You know what? You're a very interesting person. I mean,
please.
You are with all this rhyming stuff. You must really put a lot of effort into this, and
Graves, is teaching this craft as rewarding for you as performing it?
I think sometimes it's more rewarding.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun. You do a great job preparing.
A very simple formula. Everybody's a suspect.
I hope you're getting paid a lot. That was the greatest intro I think I've ever had.
It's terrific, and it's fun, and keep bringing diverse personalities together. I think that's great, and it's also wonderful to hear people talk sanely to each other today.
I can't tell you how refreshing it is that somebody knows what they're doing.
When all of the actors and directors, different worlds come together, this is like a sanctuary for those people because we don't always get to talk about the things that really truly move us. I love this show because it makes me feel.
Brother, I'm going to take you with me everywhere to get an introduction. That's the best introduction I've ever had in my life.
You know, usually I'll do interviews and get asked the same questions about Stephen King. This was great to talk about things that matter, that go beyond projects.
Wow, when I have a retirement party, even at my funeral, you better show up.
That was one of the best introductions I've ever had in my entire life. Better than my bar mitzvah.
Papa Smurf as a hip-hop artist?
Yo, yeah.
You're very talented. That's amazing.
Mr. Sizemore, first name Tom. How are you, my friend? So I could turn the volume lower if you'd like next time, if you'd like me to do that.
I don't know what I can do now.
First name Keith.
Oh my God, what a great introduction. Fantastic. You do your research, connected with me right there. And he knows my brand. This is why your audiences love you. This is why you continue to great guests. And great guests beget great guests.
I enjoy myself so much. Oh, man.
I love the questions. Honestly, like that perspective in life.
Hey, listen, brother, it was so much fun. I'm so glad I'm moving on to the next round.
Avi, you do an amazing job. I appreciate you.
I actually had a great time. I got a great chance to get to know the other two contestants.
I had a great time, and if
I go up against Jimmy McMahon. Can we do it in the same room together?
I really enjoyed myself. Thank you.
Did you have a nice time, Sally?
I did. A wonderful time.
I appreciate you. You have a great rest of the weekend, my friend.
I did. Yeah, it was very interesting. Yeah, very different.
Great time. I had a great time. I mean, listen, it's it's just bringing people together.
It opened my eyes. It opened my eyes to people and their own trials.
Really enjoyed it, man. I enjoyed hanging out with you guys.
I sure did. Thank you.
I had a wonderful time, man.
Yeah, I had a good time. It was nice to meet the other folks as well.
Just thank you. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for all the love you showed.
I had a great time. Thank you to everybody else. Been very kind, professional, and I'd love to be on your show anytime.
I did. I appreciate you guys.
Hey, Avi, you're incredible, brother. You just never cease to amaze me. Thank you very much.
This show should be on mainstream television.
You showed us your heart and soul, and I appreciate that.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And I really do love what you're doing.
I respect you a ton. Can't wait to talk to you soon and work with you as well.
It's like Saturday Night Live all over again.
You have accomplished something that is absolutely amazing. It's amazing. There's no words to describe what you are doing. You are getting the best out of everybody, out of every discipline, and you're putting it out there and sharing it with everybody that, you know what, your show should be in every school. They should listen because you bring good values. You bring it's amazing what you're doing, Avi, and you know everybody's telling you, but take it from me. What you are doing is educating. The world is a better place thanks to you.
I think it's fabulous.
I'm excited.
Wow. Welcome, guys. Happy Saturday night. Don't you just love the intros, the countdown clock, looking back in time and all those memories of the weeks, the topics, the celebrities, the luminaries. It's so awesome. Hey, McKenna. Hey, Kelly White. Mary. Who's excited? Yes, Allison. I know I'm excited because there's so much going on. Louis, what's up? Jacques and Mark Henry would be so entertaining. I think so, too. Dion, hello. Thank you for commenting from YouTube land. You know, our YouTube, speaking of YouTube, I see a bunch of guys on YouTube today. Thank you so much. We had 55,000 subscribers this week, and it's just amazing. Hey, Brian, so much going on, you guys, that I need to take a breath. Tonight, we have a lot of stuff in store for you. Some announcements, a matchup that I think we've been waiting for a while, haven't we? I don't know if you guys know, but Mindy and John have kind of been not getting along so well. We've tried to have this much anticipated matchup for a while now. Hi, Hillary. DC Rants, hello. Good to see you tonight. Yes. Oh, yes. We are in for it tonight. Finally, the buildup that we've all been waiting for. We have wanted to see John and Mindy go at it. Memorial Day weekend, they were scheduled. Then June 1st, they were scheduled. And I know you guys just know how much content we put out in here. We're like a sardine can trying to shove all those last sardines in there with content here on the green room. And you know what? We wanted to build it up. We wanted to make the most of this matchup because it really does deserve it. So tonight, the much awaited, anticipated matchup between the Reds. The green room goes red tonight, June 8th. Stay tuned for that because that's going to be up during our broadcast tonight. Some other things that we're going to be talking about tonight. Not only are we going to have Mindy and John going head-to-head tonight, but we're going to be talking about the first annual TKN Celebrity Tournament Award Show. We're going to be talking about the nominees for each one of the areas that they're in, the categories. So yeah, we've had so much fun during round one. I know I have. I know you guys have had fun, and there's been such high moments, such energetic moments. There's been tight matches. There's been heartfelt topics. There have been intense topics. There have been matchups that have come right down to the wire. I think I know about that because my matchup was super close. But yes, so we thought it necessary and fun to go through round one and pick out some categories and have some nominees. So we are going to have our first annual award show. Isn't that fun? I'm super excited about that. I love a good award show, and that we will be talking about that. And so we'll be going over a couple of the different categories tonight. So I hope you guys enjoy that. Other things to look up or look out for tonight is that our second chance bowl. Yes, the people that lost in round one have a second chance. Isn't that awesome? So yeah, here at TKN, I know that we went through the matchups, super exciting. We have 5 different matchups that are going to be happening for our second chance bowl. And so we might see next week, actually, as soon as next week, maybe. Card subject to change here on the green room because we have so much content, but next week, we might see Rock Richards. We might see Rock Richards versus Hauser Odalock versus Pinocchio Joe. So stay tuned because we have a lot of stuff coming up. And here at TKN, the new network, we are presenting our green room, and we are super excited about things that are going on before we hit our round 2. As you guys know, we have a bunch of specialty shows that'll be coming up, so stay tuned for those. We have a rap battle with Avi Klein, our own Avi Klein, CEO and founder, showrunner, producer, everything under the TKN umbrella. Yes, our own Avi Klein is going to have a rap battle live and in person with no other than Tretch from Naughty by Nature, and also both Kid and Play, so Christopher Martin and Christopher Reed. So that is going to be amazing, very exciting. I know, Chantel, thank you for coming on tonight. I love seeing you guys here. It's been an intense year for sure. And that's actually one of our categories. So yeah, we're going to have a sneak peek. Hi, Harold. Nice to see you here tonight. Dion, you were missed last Wednesday night. Oh, thank you so much. I love it. You know what? And I hate every minute that I miss, but, I had to take some time off because it was my daughter's birthday. So Yeah, it was a good time. But yeah, so the green room tonight, we have action packed. I know you guys are waiting for it. And yeah, we have a huge lineup for you guys tonight. Oh, what else do we got going on? We have, like I mentioned, we have round 2 around the corner. Maybe in July we will see that coming up. But before that, what do we got to do before we see that round 2? What could it be? We need to figure out who's matched up against who. We have over 100 celebrities and luminaries that we need to pair up. Oh my gosh, that is going to be awesome. We're going to do that bracket style and match people up. And guess what? We're going to do that in one night. So it's going to be super interesting. Avi Klein is going to have cards. He's going to have people's names on there. He's going to have number 3 on there. He's going to have a number 4 on there on different cards, and he's going to draw them. What does that mean? So if Avi pulls a number 3 when we are choosing our matchups for round 2, that means there's going to be 3 people. It'll be a triple threat. If he pulls a number 4, you guys are smart. You're catching on. It'll be a 4-way. Yeah. Yeah, and that'll be something that we have not seen before. We have not seen a 4-way, but round 2, we are going to have a ton of fun. We're going to do things that you guys have never seen before. The topics are going to be intense. The matchups are going to be intense. And there's not going to be any ties either. So that is amazing. What I know. It's insane. Hey, McKenna. Yeah, so we have a bunch in the pipeline that we are working on. We have ideas for. So the bracket special is going to be an amazing, and we are going to see that all come down in one night. Now, let's move on with the show, guys, because I know you are waiting to see some of the other luminaries that I have behind the stage here today. So let me bring on my friend and co-host for the evening, Mr. Howard Collado.
Damas y caballeros, ladies and gentlemen, how are we doing tonight? Or wait, I want to say it. Queen Julie, how we doing? Queen Julie.
Thank you. I forgot my crown. I probably need to order one off of Amazon or something, but yes, thank you so much. I know. Thank you for that. I love it. So yes, I am the host. Is it the hostess with the mostest? For the Black Box. So thank you so much. And tonight, of course, I'm hosting the green room, and I'm loving every minute of it, Howard.
I am loving every minute of it as well. And I just want to address something real quick because, you know what? I'm not going to let him spoil my energy tonight. You know, I'm super pumped about the show we have tonight. The matchup's going to be insane. So I just want to say some words for Mr. JW. So JW, yes, there he is. And again, guys, some quick context. This was the first matchup we ever had in the first incarnation of this tournament. And this is pretty much me running circles. This is the result of a very intense match where I ran circles around JW. And so technically, it's really 1-0, right, in terms of what our matches in the past. But JW, he has this tendency of sometimes popping in a green room show. Sometimes he pops into the black box. Sometimes he maybe comments, and we'll see a little comment on there. And so for here on in today, JW is going to be referred as Mr. Sometimes.
Ooh.
Did you get that, JW? Huh? Mr. Sometimes. Because what's the opposite of sometimes? Every time. And you know who's Mr. Every Time? That's me. Because I show up here every time on Saturday night. I am pushing this amazing brand every time. All right? So I, my friend, are Mr. Every Time, and you could address me as such. All right, buddy? Oh, I'm sorry. Wait, no. Mr. Sometimes.
Mr. Sometimes. Yeah, no, but I'm glad to see you in a good mood, and you're not going to allow him to rate on your parade. Because you know what? We're in the here, in the now, Howard. And yes, and we have so much good things ahead of us. We have so many good shows coming up.
Yes, we do.
I mean, it is a positive environment tonight, and I'm glad that you're adopting that.
You know, it's what we preach, right? Putting out positivity into the world, positive content, and in a world where there's so much, so much negativity, so much, destruction. I mean, let's put out some love, let's put out some positivity. That's what we're about. So I want to also embody that as well. So, yeah.
I like it. JWB been trash talking this week. I know, Johnny. Did you see that too?
Well, that's usually what comes out of JW's mouth, trash. So it makes sense, you know?
Yeah, where's the cream filling? Yeah, I love the energy. Thank you guys so much. That's what we want to bring here on the green room each and Saturday night. Did I mention it was our 193rd consecutive episode, Howard?
Julie, I'm not a big mathematician, but if I'm not mistaken, 193 at what, 7? We're going to have very close then, our 200th episode coming up.
Woo! 200 is a huge number. And speaking of huge numbers, there is some of us who are going into rounds that are past mine with points that are more than mine. Mr. Kelly White, would you join us, Mr. Third rounder? He's also bringing in more points into his third round as well. So, we like to speak about numbers here on the new network and the green room, and Kelly is one of those people. So,
and he had a great victory this past Wednesday night. I mean, it got down. It was pretty close between me and him, but he prevailed, and I'll give him the credit for that. So, Kelly White.
He did. He won. If you guys watch the black box, let's bring him in. Let's bring him in and see what he has to say. Kelly, hey, Kelly, where are you?
Well, hello.
There he goes.
All right. Well, first off, I can't let Howard outdo me. Well, I didn't let him last time on Black Box, but I'm not going to let him outdo me tonight either. So, hats off to the one true host of the Black Box, truly, Julie. Another congratulations.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Absolutely. Last Wednesday on the Black Box, things turned out like they're supposed to. And John Red can't seem to wrap his mind around the fact that I didn't start the King Kelly thing, but I mean, what else can you say? Win after win after win. We're talking about winning, Howard. You did well. You did really well Wednesday. You gave me a run for my money in the final, dude. So, applause there for you. You're awful glib about this JW thing, dude. I mean, I like to see somebody having some true confidence, and I typically get behind that. But you got to think, you can't let go of the fact that as you scope in and put your bead on JW to take him out, Avi Klein's in your line of fire. And if you do, he's going down. That's your brother. That's my brother. It's somebody who I have, let's say, an accord with. So I hope, for your sake especially, that you are doing everything in your power, and you're given the good, long, hard thought of how to turn that situation around before the brass tacks hit the floor. Are you hearing me?
I'm hearing you, Kelly, and it's not something that I take lightly. All right. I understand the complexity of earning a victory, but simultaneously taking Avi out of this competition. I get that, Kelly, and I am at a wit's end. I don't know. I mean, is there any other way we can approach this? I mean, it's pretty much in the books right now. What's going to happen between me and GW and Avi? I am open to suggestions. I'm open to any ideas because I don't know really what to do, guy.
Well, you kind of already agreed to it. Howard.
And those are real powerful words. It's a simple little thing to say, no, but you couldn't say it. So this is the way I look at it, Howard. We got some water between now and round 2. Your guys' match is made. It's not going to be unmade. But you got these stipulations, and something we say here, anything can happen on TKN. So I really suggest you figure out some way of making something happen, because so far I've told you Howard can't win. Don't make me change it to Howard will not win. Might mean the same thing to you, but it won't in the end. Capiche?
Yo entiendo. I get it.
Muy bueno. So, something to think about. But we got some goings on tonight, don't we? Julie?
We do have some goings on. I know I mentioned it earlier as I was opening, and we have a much anticipated matchup that we've tried to have happen several times, actually, and this build-up has been intense.
Well, it has, because this isn't a side match or a dark match, as we say in wrestling, or an opening. This is a main event thing. I mean, when you think about it, your match last week was huge. Your hosting life and all the emotional attachment that went with that for you and Joe was on the line, and Joe walked away. He's devastated. You took the win. You've got to breathe a sigh of relief, collect the accolades. We're looking at 2 people here that have a lifetime together that has fallen into shreds and shards. It's covered in the muck and blood of hostility and animosity. And they're here tonight to not do any kind of reconciliation, but to drive a final nail in the coffin. I mean, I don't know about you, that hits me.
I mean, really quick, I've seen both Mindy and John. I've been, we've actually sat down and I've had bread with them, and it's been, I'll be honest, it's been painstaking to watch that journey, for lack of a better word, unfold into what it is now. I mean, it's gotten personal. It's gotten, figuratively speaking, bloody. But it has to come to an end. Really, it has to tonight.
Yeah,
it definitely does have to come to an end, and it's like when you have that ongoing fight, argument, sometimes you feel like you don't even remember what you're fighting for in the beginning, but it just keeps going on and on and on and on, and you get to that point and you need to finalize it once and for all. And tonight, we're going to see that. Mindy and John, the green room goes red.
Yep. John, though, he seems to me better at making enemies than making friends. You know, Wednesday nights, the John Red Challenge, it was a thing. You know, I'm part of this crew. I'd heard about it. I just hadn't been able to swing in. And then I finally was able. And I was expecting, you know, to watch John Red, you know, winning this and winning that. Didn't really come to fruition. Somebody gave me the appellation King Kelly, King of the Black Box. You know, hey, it was nice. I already had a lot of wins by then. You didn't seem to have a problem acknowledging that, Howard. You didn't, Julie. Nobody else did. But I asked John, you know, just to give it a little bit of a, you know, a nod, show some respect and acceptance to my accomplishments. And all he could do was, you know, basically call me a fraud, make excuses. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, which still hasn't happened. And then this past Wednesday, and you guys, well, I'm sure you've caught up, Julie, but Howard's well aware of what was on the line. The winner of this past Wednesday's Black Box John Red Challenge gets to reach into anyone's toolbox, anyone's, Julie, and take whatever prize that they want. The only stipulation, if I ask Avi, I cannot take Giselle's green ticket. He will not allow any person to have two of those. And, you know, in the auspices of fairness, I can see that, but that is the only thing off the table. Anything else is up for grabs for me tonight. That's pretty powerful. But Howard's got some stuff.
Yeah.
So you've got a few things, Julie.
Not much.
Not much. What do you
not much?
What do you have, Julie? I mean, if you want to. I'm not a vampire. It won't work on me. Try it on JW next time you say it. But what do you have in your toolbox? I recall it was something very interesting last week. You want to let the folks out in the digital seats, want to give them a reminder?
All right, don't listen though, Kelly. I'm going to talk to the viewers here. I don't want you to know what I have because it's actually really good, guys. So I won not only the right to host and be the only host of the Black Box, but I got the opportunity, if I go into my tournament match, I have to be taken down twice. So if I go into my match and I'm up against somebody that maybe I don't think I'm not that confident that night, right? And I'm like, you know what? I want to hand this in. I don't think I'm gonna win, so I just want to hand in my. It's not a green ticket, but it's my chance to have a second chance, basically. So I'm gonna put that in, and so even if I lose that night, I still win. I still advance. And then I have to be taken out. I have 2 chances to lose. So that's huge. That's huge. That's huge.
That is huge.
Wow. I'm sorry, I couldn't help but overhear that. That really is huge. So I have to consider that. But you know, the other thing I really have to consider from the guy the challenge is named after, Mr. John Red. He's got a nice little dab of points in his old box right there.
Yes.
No, that's something I'm considering. So maybe we ought to bring John in, and maybe I ought to kick that around with him. See what he thinks about me reaching in his toolbox, taking those hard-earned points. Can John Red please join us here on the green room?
You want to talk to John?
Yeah, bring old John in. Let's talk to him. Hey, John.
Kelly White.
That's right. That's just it, huh? Kelly White, nothing else.
Well, you know, I don't know why it would surprise me on a night like tonight that we've had so much buildup that instead of making it about me and Mindy and finally getting some closure and finally getting what everyone wants to see, because it can't go on like this. We both know that it can't go on like this, but instead of letting it be about us and about our night, kind of like what you've done on Wednesday night with Mr. Wednesday Night, the creator of the challenges of all challenges, the John Red Challenge, the challenge that has afforded you so many tools in your toolbox. Instead of letting it be about all that, you got to come in and pick my pocket. That's what you want to do. That's what you want to announce tonight in front of the masses on the green room. The night that the green room goes red, you want to announce to the world that Kelly White is considering very heavily picking John Red's pocket.
Well, let me ask you, John Red, if the roles were reversed, what would you be doing?
First of all, unbeknownst to you, I've got a little more class than that. I would let the light shine where it's shining. Maybe address it another day. Or if you're going to take them, come right out and just take them. Don't dabble it around for me and try to get me off my game, because I understand what you're trying to do here. You'd like nothing more than to piss me off and to get in my head to where tonight, instead of me concentrating on Mindy McKinney, I'm having to think about Kelly White and the shit that he's trying to pull. Because you, after me and Mindy have had our due, brother, I hadn't forgotten. And if you remember last week, we talked about me assembling an army.
Mm-hmm.
It's not over yet.
Well, you know, I'm here to kind of here to see what your army's going to do for you tonight, John. But you know, here's the thing. I've looked at all the prizes, everything in everybody's little toolbox. You got 30 very solid points sitting there. You're in round 3 with me. Do you feel like you earned those 30 points?
Brother, did you not watch? I'm sure that you went back and watched the black box when we put it all on the line. See, you weren't a part of the hell that was the Lake Series, and you couldn't visualize it. I heard the argument you made for the worst nightmare. And it's a nightmare that I had many times, but it was nothing compared to what I recollected. So did I earn those 30 points? Hell yeah, I earned them.
Okay. Let me ask you this, because you're the only prize I'm interested in. Our new one and only host of the Black Box got a very nice prize last week, and I was there, and I saw the sweat, I saw the tears, I saw the shaking hands. I know for a fact she earned hers. And statistically, it's probably the better of the two, but I've mulled it over. I still don't know. And here's what I've thought of, John. I've thought of actually talking to Avi and kicking this out to the engine, the folks out there in the digital seats, and let them vote on it. But then I got thinking, you know, that might create more turmoil. It might create some bias. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give one flipping person the vote on which prize I take, okay? I'm either going to take Julie's got to beat me twice to get me out, or I'm going to take your 30 points, giving me a total of 110. But it's going to be one vote. You know who gets that vote, John? You do.
Huh.
Next Wednesday night.
So you're going to give it to me.
Black box.
You're going to let me
vote. I'm going to let you vote. I'm going to let you vote. Because Julie's going to be hosting the show. And it's going to be your call if I reach in her toolbox and take her most valuable prize. Or whether you're going to be a gentleman and sacrifice your 30 points for something that she fought long and hard to get. It's all on your shoulders, John Red.
How about that?
Think on it.
You're not doing me any favors, brother. None.
You like to have the say, don't you?
Woo! You're giving, wow. You're putting it all in his hands. Woo! Kelly, I gotta say, that's, man, slick move. That's a slick move.
That's a shocker.
Well, you know, it's, I'd honestly be happy with either. I got to admit, Julie, I favor yours a little more, but I got to say, watching you earn it almost makes me feel bad to reach in and just take it myself. So I am 100% going to leave it be John Red's decision.
God.
See what kind of character Mr. Red actually has, shall we?
Kelly White.
Jay isn't silent, is he?
Why did I say it, or did you not hear it?
Didn't actually hear it there, Julie. I mean, got to pay attention to things, you know that. But anyway, that is next Wednesday's problem. I've heard we've got some festivities to discuss. Did I hear right or did I hear wrong?
I believe you heard right. We were speaking about excitement, and I do believe we got some excitement in the form of categories and perhaps nominees, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes. Yes.
That sounds quite fun.
Round 2 is upon us, guys. But before we get there, we have the first annual TKN Celebrity Tournament Award Show. My cheeks, they feel super fun right now because I'm smiling, because just thinking about all the different categories we have and the nominees, and just thinking about all the memories, all the good times that we have in round 1. It's almost, it's nice to move on, but yet it's so sad to say goodbye to round 1. But it'll be fun, really. It will be super fun. So tonight, guys, you are in for a treat. We are going to talk about some of the categories and nominees. Let's see what is up first for categories. We have seen so many different highs and lows. We've seen some intense matches, Howard.
Yes, we have.
We've seen over 348, and it might even be more, different topics. So which ones would be the best? Let's pull up a video, guys, and see which category we are going to talk about tonight.
Got a bunch
I'm
of them.
excited.
Got a bunch. Let's see what we got.
We do have a bunch. Like I said, there's so many good times that we've had, and so many different luminaries, celebrities. Who could they be?
You know, I was thinking of that one. You know, certain moments in matches, I mean, I'm sure they do, you guys, they stick with me. And one of the one of the biggest ones was with Raven and Ryan Cabrera, where Raven like did his whole topic in one short sentence, and Cabrera just drops the F-bomb eyes wide. I don't know. To me, that's a moment it's got to be in one of these categories.
Well, let's see which video we got.
I'm interested to see it myself. I want to see what we got. I know there's 11 categories. I don't know if we're doing them in any particular order or not, but let's see what we've got.
And are you ready for Jeremy London? You were talking a little bit the last few weeks. Anything you want to say to Jeremy? We're going to start things off right now.
Well, I was just talking smack and talking shit. You know,
bring it, buddy.
And you know, still,
it's been proven that that's not true. Why are you? Come on, man.
If it's an elected position, you don't know what the hell you're going to get.
That's the same with any politician. Listen, I have discussions with my dad. So.
Ability of the actors.
You kind of almost reiterated my point in that there was all of this great storytelling.
I can't compete with Taylor Swift.
That's not at all what I'm talking about.
But it is because
What if it's the
total?
total?
You are. I'm saying you at least like one.
Brian,
you're asking a question. What if it's about
the example? All I can do is be the example.
Oh,
so your question said,
you're bringing an example.
I know.
You started out with a partner, with a collaboration and tag team, and then you have a lawsuit, and then you came back together and collaborated with other people.
Women today have created a place where we can all thrive, where the economy is better, where our public health is better.
So you said that women they were the ones responsible for bringing the better health care and everything, but you forget that men were also voting too. You know, who the heck's going to take care of the kids? So now the men, the husbands, are going to have animosity towards the women because, again, the power thing. You know, if you're not comfortable with yourself, you tend to...
Feminism isn't about division. It isn't about a power struggle. I used both words, equality and equity. It's about giving a traditionally unheard group more of a voice to continue on.
How badly do you guys want this?
So much. This is possibly the one thing I cannot put into words as to how badly I want this.
This really means a lot. I mean, I need to win this.
I've counted every one of your votes. We've gone 2 hours and 20 minutes. 3, 2, 1. By one singular vote, Kate Hart advances to round 2 of the TKN Celebrity Grand Debate Tournament at 40.
I mean, it was just so much fun to see your little fat face trying to figure everything out with all of this. And all that came down to is you were just a little fly in the ointment that I was playing with, little man.
We'll see who laughs last here in just about an hour.
Kelly White is just simply a scheduled out little frame on a piece of paper that I'm getting ready to mark a line through.
Kelly, do you want to rebut before we begin? You have anything you want to say?
Yeah. Same thing that, always bit him in the ass. He's looking past the job in front of him, and I'm it.
Job?
Like a roadblock. Oh, don't go there, bro. Don't go.
Job is the correct word, jobber.
Hey, let me tell you this. When the heat's on, Marcus, if you feel the need to, take a powder, brother. Feel frickin' free.
Never took a powder, brother.
Yeah, right.
Kelly,
Bag memories, I'll tell you that. Jeez.
Oh, yeah, me too.
Wow. That was, okay, in terms of intensity, I mean, what? Okay, Kelly, take us. You were there. What were you thinking? What was going on through your head, if you don't mind me asking, man?
Avi's the only one that really knows this. Marcus, and he just always has just his demeanor. If you want to call it cocky, confident, whatever you want to call that. And he's, if you don't know it, he's not a real tall dude. He's short, cocky to me. And that reminds me immensely of someone from my past. It was my stepdad, and I'm not going to go into great detail, but let's say I had it fairly rough as a kid. The good thing is it made me a real tough man eventually, but I got the scars and all that goes with it. And I don't know, Marcus just, I don't think he tried, but he just found that button and wouldn't frickin' let it go. He just kept frickin' mashing it, and it put me through some crap leading up to our match. Things I had to deal with personally, things I won't say I had to, but it made me recollect a lot of things that I, locked in a box at one point and hadn't dealt with. So just, the frickin' head games with the tech, which, yes, that's crap my stepdad used to do to me. Wait till I screw up and then tell me about all these big rewards I was going to get if I hadn't screwed up. No matter how long I went and not screwed up, they never came. It took me a while to. As a kid, you don't know that. You always believe the parent. Oh, if I just would have, not done that, next week we'd have done this. And, I finally figured it out. And that was, buffing his damn, oh, my tech's not working, all this crap, dragging it out. And when that night came around, I felt like my damn skin was on fire. I was, I was ready for it. And then, the way that it went down after all the hours I put in, doing the work and getting ready, it didn't turn out that way, but I can tell you that night I was flipping crushed. So it was intense, 100% real for me. I did for so many different reasons.
Yeah. Well, thank you for sharing that, man. Speaking of intensity, turn intensity upside down, I think you get laughter. And if I'm not mistaken, I think the next category was best laugh out loud moment, which I think is the next category on that video, if I'm not mistaken. So if we could see that awesome category, that'd be great. A lot of amazing moments throughout, round one, in categories. Oof. Can't wait to vote for any one of those nominees.
Yeah, we've definitely seen, that's why we have so many categories. We actually had to cut down some of our categories.
Yeah.
But seeing the intensity between you guys and the intensity with the top four, the nominees, it really shows you, though, how much everybody wants to win. There's $13,000 on the line.
Mm-hmm.
Trip to Greece. The pride and the prize, of course, of being Mr. or Mrs. TKN.
Huge.
It gets heated. It gets heated. So, also, guys, let's stay tuned. We know that, speak of intensity, we have Mindy and John coming up. shortly.
All right, folks. I alluded to this a little earlier. Wow, it's after just talking about what I did, having to address this, it puts a little lump in the throat. Pardon me. See, I've been around long enough, and I've had friends, good friends, come and go. And sometimes that's happened because, they were married. I was married. We kind of did the couples hanging out, interests, playing some cards, watching some movies, going places. And you think it's just always going to be that way. It's always going to be the roses and the rainbows. And I mean, even through the hard times, people pulling together, husband and wife, taking care of sick kids, being creative during financial crises, those kinds of things. But I've seen too many times where one thing just puts a crack in that armor of two, and the ills of the world start creeping in, jumping at shadows, jumping to conclusions, the suspicion, everything's mysterious, lack of communication, until communication always turns out to be a negative thing. The harping, the yelling, the accusations. And you stand back and you watch it erode. That is something, unfortunately, three of us on screen and many of you have witnessed with John and Mindy Red. So tonight, after the water has become bloodied, for lack of a better term, they're going to try to settle it out here tonight in an arena they're both familiar with. And I think the hardest part for me and maybe you is we're the ones that are going to sit in judgment and call one a winner and one a loser. I do not envy my job.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we're going to see John Red and Mindy go at it. I know this is a competition, I say this all the time, every man, woman for themselves. But at the end of the day, I do care about both of those human beings. But tonight, John and Mindy are leaving their legacy behind. Starting tonight, if you want to see the journey of what is and was John and Mindy, tonight, guys, pay attention. Watch for your hearts. Watch for your minds. Watch for your souls. Because we will indeed go red.
It is a competition. We've seen essentially the war of the Reds go on for months now. And you're right, it's difficult to see people you care about get to this level of bickering, squabbling, undeniable hate for each other. You know, it's an honor to host the show tonight, the Green Room. But it's going to be very difficult. Necessary, but difficult to see what this has become. This matchup between the Reds. I'm going to remind the audience too, we all care about both of them, but please know when you vote tonight, no biased voting. Vote based on what you see or hear tonight. Try not to base it on what you've seen before, on who you like best, who you think is gonna take it the hardest. Because in the end, this is a competition. And as hard as it may be, we're gonna see one person win, one person lose. We are going to finally put this red war to rest tonight. Mindy versus John. The Green Room goes red. Now, with that being said, I would like to introduce someone that wants this very badly. Someone that wears their heart on their sleeve. Someone who shows up each and every week with consistency, who wants to win it all. I want to bring on Mindy Red to join me. Mindy
McKinney.
Mindy McKinney. I know I've made that mistake before, and I want to honor what you wish. Especially tonight. This means everything.
It does. I'm nervous. I'm angry. That's right, Brian. Tonight's the night we put the Reds to bed. I'm angry for everybody tonight, Julie. This has been 27 years of this. It's like Lewis said, it's the War of the Roses. John has put everybody through this. He has put you guys, he has put TKN through this. He has put you, he has put Avi, he has put Howard and Kelly and Giselle and Joe and my kids. Yes, Ramon, it is a shame it has come to this. Why couldn't he just walk away and be a man instead of dragging everybody through the mud? Why does it have to be like this? Why? Instead, he has to drag everybody into this. I'm angry. I'm hurt. Tonight is the end, but it's the beginning as well. Whatever happens tonight is new beginnings.
Mindy, it has come down to this. I'm going to bring on your other half. John Red, would you join me on screen with Mindy McKinney? It all comes down to this, guys.
You know, I'm not going to sit here and try to smooth over the fact that at the end of the night, when all the dust settles, there's really going to be one winner, but there's going to be two losers. It's easy to have a short memory and put it all on me. You want to do that? You want to put it all on me? I say no. I say no because everyone knows the history. Okay? Everyone knows that you started it.
I started this.
You started it. And I'm going to finish it.
How the hell did I start this? I was there supporting you all the time. How did I start this?
Do you not remember what you did with Howard, where you forced me to damn near be homeless? You don't remember that? Do I need to bring it back up? I don't think we need to rehash the whole thing right
The
here.
reason I went with Howard is because you weren't there. You weren't showing me any affection or anything. That's why I started in the first place.
Come on, come on. There was never enough affection for you.
That was why I did that. You weren't there.
I was there every goddamn day. I was there every day.
Guys, it takes two to tango. You guys are both responsible. Now, I want to remind everybody, the masses, that shortly Avi will be putting in the comment section the stakes and the rules. We will all see them together in real time. And remember to vote without bias. Without bias. I know you guys are both very heated today. Let's get started. Greetings to all. This is Avi Klein, and we are witnessing high stakes affair. Are we ever? I've been here through all of it, and neither of you guys are innocent.
He started it, Julie.
Mindy? No, Mindy? You are also part of this. We remember the things that you've done. John, you're equally responsible. Both you guys are the reason we are here tonight.
I'll take 50% of the blame. I'll take that. But he's constantly making excuses of not being there and throwing the blame on me. And then I tried to work it out with him.
What are we in divorce court or something? We're not stating arguments for this. That's not what tonight's about.
Oh no, it's done. We are so
I'm saying no. What are we doing?
I mean, she did change her name, John.
Oh, no, it's so done now. You're dead to me now. 6 feet's not near enough for you.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. Further in the ground's not enough for you. The destruction you've done to our family. Just leaving me wasn't enough for you. You had to take the kids, everybody, our friends. You had to pull everybody into this, destroy our family, our friends, make everybody choose.
So
it couldn't just be me and you. Wasn't enough, was it?
Okay. Guys, regardless of the outcome tonight, these two competitors are still in the largest and most innovative tournament of them all, the TKN Celebrity Tournament. The stakes are always high here at TKN. Well, I know that's the truth. Each and every week, the stakes are high. Each and every match, the stakes are high. They may change with each match and are fine-tuned specifically. Tonight is no different, guys. Here are the stakes and the topics.
Let's go.
Are you guys nervous?
I'm beyond nervous, not
been.
because of anything other than I've seen how the stakes have gone up. We saw the stakes last week. I have no control over certain things, and I'm a bit concerned. But when you say the stakes are high, and I have it on very good information that they're sky high. So yeah, I was just a little bit of anxiety around all of this.
I'm always concerned. I want to be the last one standing in this. I need that $13,000 more than ever. You see what he's doing to me, Julie. He has left me with nothing. Nothing. He has taken everything from me. I need every bit of it. So yes, I'm nervous. Any bit I can get in this tournament, I need. I'm extremely nervous tonight. Not only is it about the stakes, it's about the pride of beating him.
Yeah, I was actually going to mention this. The Reds have been very instrumental in the comment section. Their votes have determined the outcome of several matches. So, I've actually noticed there's been a divide of the Reds through the last few weeks, months, since this ongoing bickering, this squabble, this feud. I've noticed the division of the Reds. And so I know it has affected your family life and even your family life on here. I mean, do you guys think that this does not affect us as well?
Absolutely.
You guys, the loser of this match cannot have one singular Red voting for them in their next tournament match. That's huge. The winner will automatically gain the vote of at least 10 Reds in their next tournament match.
Even if they don't want to vote for them?
I'll repeat this, guys. This is huge. The loser, because we all know the Red Army. We have seen them in full force. We know that they have really swayed votes.
Absolutely.
They are a big force.
How do you like that, Papa Red?
So the loser,
they're a force.
Yeah.
But they're fair. Okay. And you could say what you want. And I'm tired of hearing it from everyone. The Red Army, when they speak, it's not just the matches. It's some of the second chance bowl nominees have the Reds put in there. And that's because they deserve.
but that is not, guys, you see this. That is not all. If that was not big enough.
Ooh. You seem upset, Papa Red.
Just.
What else is in store to divide this Red Army even wider?
No, it's something that one of my family members had mentioned is a video we saw play here of her strong arming my family. So they didn't just choose me; they ran to me in a lot of ways, and I'm sure a lot of people remember that video.
You seem pretty upset about it.
Okay, so if Mindy wins tonight, she will drag John Red back down to round 2, where she and 98% of the participants in this tournament reside. With a win tonight, Mindy's second round opponent will be none other than
Oh, Papa Red.
I was told I couldn't lose my 3rd round perch. I was told this on.
Hey, anything is possible on the green room, on the black box, anything. Oh, so not only if Mindy Red wins tonight, she drags you down to round number 2, John, and then her opponent will be none other than, if you remember, you, John Red. If John wins tonight, he will send Mindy back down to the second chance bowl, where she will have to claw her way out to make it back to round number 2. Guys, both of these things are insane and intense, and I've never seen anything like it. Mindy, ladies first, what are your thoughts on this? Because they're huge. Huge.
It's very huge. It's very huge.
Oh.
What happens to my 29 points?
I would be more concerned about winning, Mindy Red, because if you win, you get to drag John down.
Oh, yes.
Back to 2, take him off his 3rd round perch, and face him once again. So if you win and you drag him down, and then he's in front of you again in round 2, aren't you going to have the confidence to beat him again in round 2? Now, John, if you win, you're throwing her back in the second chance bowl to claw her way back up. What do you think about that?
Well, I'm confident.
Okay. You guys, we know the stakes. We know the rules. It's time to announce the first topic.
Let's go.
Let's
do it.
See what it is. I don't even know what it is. This is almost as intense. It's called Face Your Fear. Oh, okay. Face your fear. I am anticipating what this may be, but in the mind of Avi Klein, I never know, and I'm always surprised and shocked at what it could actually be.
Face my fear.
Tension, I hope you are as excited as I am about this.
Face my fear in the mind of Avi Klein. Okay.
And just one last reminder to vote without bias, fairly. Both Reds, well, Red and McKinney both want this tonight.
Thank you. Please get it right, Julie.
Mindy and John will attempt to conquer that which has derailed them before. They will do so by facing someone in a game called I Swear My Allegiance.
Swear my allegiance.
Okay. This is fascinating.
Swear my allegiance.
You will conquer that which has derailed you before.
Much has derailed us.
Facing your fear. So something that has derailed you before, you will see again. I swear my allegiance.
It's like a riddle or something.
My mind is swirling towards some things, but I don't want to say anything out loud.
You know, until we're getting.
Well, it's definitely something that you did not overcome before, something that derailed you. So let's see. They will tell the person that they see before them why they would like to align themselves with them. And if they don't believe them when they are finished, they will give the thumbs down, literally. Okay.
Okay.
So, do you guys have any questions on this? Do you want me to read it again?
I have a feeling I understand, and it's going to be somebody that would make no sense to align with.
That would make sense if you were facing your fear. So they will then ask you to face them in a mini 5-minute debate. The topic? You. What makes Mindy McKinney and John Red tick? That is the topic. Okay.
What makes us tick individually or as a couple?
You. So it said you. So they're talking to you. It would be you, John. Talking to Mindy. You, Mindy. 5-minute mini debate. What makes you tick? John, we're going to put you up first. Are you ready?
Okay, so I'm facing this person and I'm making allegiance.
You have to, yes, you have to prove to them and ask them to align with you.
Okay.
So, John, you will try to sell to, we will find out shortly who you'll be facing your fear with.
Kelly White. You see, me and you really aren't that different. I know what you're thinking. I know what you're thinking. I've had nothing but harsh things to say. I've made fun of the kingdom that you've built. But we both have had success. In fact, before you came on and started on Wednesday nights, I was tearing it up. And I don't know if you watched or you were watching, taking notes, but I remember when you came in and I was like, this guy has a plan. He's been studying. You see, Kelly, I'm not any different because I sit back, I watch, I take notes, I strategize. Okay? We could be, if you will, tag team partners. You know, I cannot deny the fact that you're a very brilliant guy and your background, the wrestling background you have and the crap that you went through to make it on the circuit. And I'm pretty sure you made it into a Hall of Fame not too long ago. I think I saw that. Hey, they don't just give away Hall of Fame nominations. You have to earn that. Kind of like you were saying, do you feel like you earned it, John? I feel like I earned it that last night. When I'm not, that's not a shoot. That night that I won that challenge, I put it all on the line, and that was my heart speaking, and it resonated with people. However, you've pointed out, you're not lying when you've pointed out the fact that I've tripped up, and when you came on, things shifted. But one thing that hadn't shifted, Mr. Kelly White, is the fact that we have the field that is intimidated for one reason or another from you and from me. In fact, I really feel like that we could watch each other's backs. Now, you have a whole lot more to offer me, creating this alliance. Obviously, you have more in your tool. You have a better chance of moving forward than I do because of all the tools in your toolbox. But without my success early on, and them even creating the John Red Challenge that has morphed into what we all know today as being my name on it, but who's been more successful in those challenges? If we put scoreboard, I like to say scoreboard. You've been more successful in that than I have. However, I've got a lot to offer in the terms of the backing that I have. Now, look, I know that you've been probably more than anyone affected by the Red Army early on by when they were in Mindy's corner. I mean, when you were sitting there trying to talk about broccoli as being a vegetable that you should enjoy, and she come up with some crap, and here come the Red Army. That was the very first of many issues that you had with the Red Army. And I know that they can be silenced with stipulations and things like that, but they are still a force. And they can be in your corner because Mindy doesn't control the Red Army. She ran them off a long time ago. She says, I stole them. I didn't have to steal. You don't have to steal things that are running away. You just have to embrace them. And that's what I did. I embraced them. I gave them a sense of family. Mindy is all over the place. But one thing she hasn't been able to accomplish is having my family, my Red family, turn their backs on me. And look, we're not just the Reds. There's other people that are influenced. This would be a huge feather in your cap, brother. And it's not about them just giving their vote to you. I know you don't want anything just given to you, but they will listen intently, and they will not be biased against you because of what you've accomplished and because of some of the jealousy that has gone on. You've heard it. I know you've heard it. I've heard the ramblings. You know, what's Kelly White? What's he getting all this from? Who's feeding this guy? You don't have to feed a stallion, brother. You just have to take care of a stallion. And that's what I see you as. And I can be a hell of a wingman, brother. I can know my role, brother. I know that I can know my role and where I stand on this team. It can be you and it can be me, and we can take on the world, bro. This type of alliance is one that's only forged in revolutions. And that's what this could be. A revolution. What do you say, brother? Friends?
Definitions, John Red. There's a huge difference between allegiance and alliance and fealty. You only needed 4 words. I bend the knee. You failed. So, we now have a little conversation, a small debate on what makes John Red tick. So you stand before me in my throne because you couldn't take the knee. I'm going to say what makes John Red tick. First and foremost, it's an ego that you don't have the facilities to properly feed. It's outgrown you. That's why you're here today. You got to remember, I've watched your story unfold. Do you ever get yourself a new razor, John? Did you? Because it's always somebody else, some other cause. You take zero accountability for anywhere you've ever been in life. It's the way I was raised, where I was raised, how I was educated. I couldn't enjoy a game because you had to blame somebody else. For the last year plus, you've blamed Mindy for damn near everything, even some of your losses to me in the John Red Challenge. Blaming others, no accountability, one excuse after another. One piped up off the cuff plan with no thought nor execution to cover your excuse. It's a roller coaster ride of dumpsters on fire. So let's dive a little deeper. As I said, I see your ego as something that has outgrown you and you don't have a way to control it or rein it in. And it precedes you in everything. Everything's got to be, well, if John's not the absolute best, who do I blame? What excuse can I make? What can I tell people to make them think I'm going to do better, whether I do or I don't? So what makes John Red tick? When you get right down to it, is the fact that there's nothing but a scared, spoiled child inside a grown man's body trying to make it through the adult world. And he doesn't know how, and he's not willing to learn. That's what makes John Red tick. Your turn, sir.
Well, after listening to that garbage, it's apparent that you don't have a damn clue about John Red. But I'll fill you in. All right? You haven't even begun to see the hell that I went through over the last 25 plus years, 27 plus years now. You don't know what it's like to walk in a day in my shoes. You said earlier about how you had a stepfather, father, something. You think you're the only one? We all have a past. I'm no different. I met Mindy and I fell in love because she was a different person then. But I was broken. I was broken. She put me together. She molded me. She made me the man she wanted me to be. I didn't want to be that way. She took something that was broken, and I thought she was doing me a favor. I thought she was doing me a favor. But she didn't do me any favors. It took me about 20 years to realize it. I wondered why. I didn't have friends that wanted to come over and hang out like some of my other friends. You know, I thought it was me. I thought it was me. It wasn't me. You know what they told me when I finally got the nerve to leave? Do you know what they said? They said it's such a good thing that we come over and spend time with you because we couldn't stand it. We couldn't. She says I took the family. I took the friends. I didn't take anything. She took 20 plus years from me. And now I get somebody in my life who's making me comfortable. I'd be comfortable. God forbid I'd be comfortable and have a little bit of respect. You know, I've never had anything named after me except for my son, and I had to beg her. Can I name my boy after me? And she said no. She wanted it to have a family middle name. She didn't like my middle name. And I fought her. And I got my way only because when it came time for the doctor to come in and ask about the name, I snuck it on there. I snuck it on there. And what she did, the hell she put me through for the next year and a half because of that, I can't even fathom to tell you. So what makes John Red tick? I've been happier and I've lived more in this last 2 years than I lived in the first 40 years of my life. Because one, a father that was horrible to me, and a mother who stood up to me, and a wife that molded me in her image and what she wanted. I couldn't be a man. So I get a little bit and a little bit of satisfaction. So if I come at you a little hard when you try to take the John Red challenge from me, don't blame me. Blame her. Because she is the one that took every freaking thing from me. Lauren finally has me feeling respectable. Finally points out successes that I've had. She never pointed out successes. All she ever did was point out the failures. So you don't want to be aligned with me? Your Majesty? Well, I got one thing to say for you. Thank you. Because you have no idea what makes John Red tick. But you found out tonight, didn't you? You and everybody else.
All you are is a loser that makes excuses after excuses. Lauren will find out too. You were broken when I found you, and I made you the man you were. I didn't want my kid to have your name because it wasn't worth having. That's why I don't want to have that name.
Mindy McKinney. That is what you prefer to be called these days, is it not? You red blood Avi type. The topic tonight is you. What makes you tick? Is it your ambitious ways? Could it be your pursuit of triumph in the form of this star-studded tournament? I could see why the masses would think so, Mindy. They've enjoyed this ride. This tournament makes the 2021 tournament of 64 look like a pee-wee baseball exhibition. This time around, we went from 22 luminaries to a whopping 119 Hall of Famers, along with Oscar, Grammy, Tony, Emmy, Golden Globe, AMA, WGA, and Olympians, all competing for the pride and the prize. $13,000, a trip for two to Greece, the Tom Sizemore Memorial Cup. Mr., Miss, or Mrs. TKN. Those are reasons to pursue what may seem out of reach to many, Mindy. But we aren't the many. Are we, Mindy? We are the few. The pride and the prize isn't what makes you tick. If you really want to know what makes you tick, come a little closer.
Joe,
Yes?
will you go on?
I'm just making her stir a little bit. It seems to be working. Three years, Mindy. For 3 years, I have haunted you even during the day. When the moonlight beckons, I rise out of the dark cellar and go to work. My heartbeat, my breath, my voice, my next move. This fearful symmetry is what makes you tick, because you have never felt more alive being one step closer to death. You killed my wife. By the time you whispered sweet nothings in her ear, Ruby was not the loving woman that met the man behind the mask so many moons ago. She was nothing but darkness. The memory forgets its origin when the lights are turned off, Mindy. Our actions played out in front of a live audience, remember? They assumed that I would terminate you and send you to a hell that I deemed for your rotting corpse. But I didn't. I went after the others. A son that never knew his father, a mouth that needed to be silenced. But I allowed you to roam freely, Mindy. The reason for this is because there is nothing greater to fear than the anticipation of gloom and doom. That's when we are as live as we'll ever be at the eve of our demise. I'm the one that make you tick, Mindy. Anticipating my next move as you feel the kiss of death has given you life. Take these words to heart because, as you know, this Pinocchio never lies.
Will follow me to the darkest of cellars as my voice commands your respect and undivided attention.
But relax, Mindy. I'm merely delivering lines from script. I'm a storyteller. Your dark cellar is what you fear the most. And it exists right here. But I think I have a better plan. It feeds the darkness just the way I like it. Your dark prophecy has already been written. Maybe you and I were the reality, and maybe everybody else is nothing more than a mere fantasy. When I defeat you in this tournament, and I will, you're expelled for good. This Pinocchio never lies.
Now time to vote. John Red or Mindy McKinney? I want to remind you guys of the stakes. Mindy Red, Mindy McKinney wins. She gets to bring John down to round 2. John wins. He gets to put Mindy down to second chance bowl. That was our first topic, guys. We have 2 more topics. Thank you, DC Rants. Hot, hot, hot. Yes, fire. Howard. So, voting, I want to remind the masses, everybody is voting. Everybody is voting. And I want you guys to start getting your votes in now. We are also going to vote tonight, and our votes, mine, Howard, Kelly, are going to be worth 5. Again, I want the engine to start voting right now based on what you saw tonight, without bias, because this means a lot. Howard.
All right. Well, John, you express a certain difficult vulnerability about the early dynamic of your marriage, your relationship with Mindy, and you opened up to us. And I have to say, you gave so much context in terms of what's transpired in the last 20, 25, 26 years. I identify with, being internally broken. Mindy, you had the difficult task of facing one of your biggest fears. Pinocchio Joe, who was in a series that where you murdered his wife, and but it was a series, but you murdered his. That was difficult, and you had to take that in, and I could tell from your nonverbals that I can only imagine going back to that place. But you resonate with me. You put it all on the line there, and I can only imagine where the next 2 topics are going to be. So my vote goes to John. I don't do this again. Oh God, jeez.
Playing on the heartstrings, huh?
They deserve to know. They deserve to know.
You are full of shit. You are a broken little boy full of excuses.
That's what I'm doing.
More excuses is all you're full of. Can't make a decision for yourself, so you got to blame other people for your problems. That's all you are. You're not a man, you're weak. Weak.
Okay. Thank you, Howard, for your vote. Kelly, how are you going on this one?
This was difficult, to say the least. I was basically, for lack of a better word, in the room with John Red during his, in effect, plea and debate. His plea, to me, lacked merit on so many levels. I think I expressed that. On what makes John Red tick, I let him know the way I've seen it. But I have only seen it as an outsider. So he tried to show something that was more from his perspective that he thought maybe I wasn't aware of. Mindy, you didn't really get to use very many words. You had a little moment after John finished, and then our good friend Pinocchio Joe showed up. And pretty much from that presence that he exudes in his words, it was very obvious he pulled you through an emotional ringer. So very tough decision. It's nearly apples and oranges based on what we've seen, or I've seen. And to be honest, I put it kind of at 50-50. But I have to vote. So for posterity's sake, to show I'm 100% fair, because it's well known how I feel about John Red, I am going to vote for him on this.
Well, thank you for that, Kelly. And guys, this just in. We've actually never done this before, never broken up topics, but topic 2, I did mention this is our first topic. We have 2 other topics, guys. Topic 2 will take place exclusively on the Black Box this Wednesday night. Again, we've actually never broken up topics before, but topic 2 will be on Wednesday night Black Box. So tune in Wednesday night for the second topic between Mindy and John. And topic 3 will decide it all next Saturday night on the Green Room.
Well, congratulations to both of you. You just had this has turned into the most epic match we've ever had. You're encompassing 3 shows.
Wow.
3 shows.
A 3-part. There you go.
Series.
Series.
Of the Reds take over the Green Room, the Green Room, and the Black Box. And then the finale will be on next week's Saturday Green Room show, June 15th. So Wednesday, June 12th, and June 15th. Guys, tune in those nights.
Wow. That's huge. That's huge.
It is huge. It is huge, and
it's fitting though. It really is, because this needs to play out the right way.
Pretty much, if you're here tonight, you need to make every effort to be in the audience in the Black Box Wednesday night, so the votes will not. Just throwing that out.
So, guys,
It's your turn, Julie.
No.
it is my turn, Kelly. This topic It's called Face Your Fears. You're supposed to align yourselves with whoever was presented in front of you. Now, John, I watched you intensely. I listened to you. You told Kelly about things that you had that you would present to Kelly, like the Reds. You were offering them up, like kind of like a bribe or something. Almost like buying votes to Kelly, which is a no-no. Then you poured your heart out about what made you tick. Very, very touching. Mindy, you faced your fears against Pinocchio Joe. This has been ongoing. It's almost impossible to align with such a creature, such a person. Both of you guys did not get the thumbs up. Both of you guys received a thumbs down. This was about facing your fears. And the person that I feel faced their fears best was Mindy Red. Wow. There was no way she could have won against Pinocchio Joe. He came right out and gave him a thumbs down. So I am voting with Mindy for that reason, because she really did face her fears. She did not run away. She did not back down.
John's not even scared of Kelly.
Yeah. Okay.
So let's see those votes come in, guys. We are still topic 1. Again, topic 2 will be on Wednesday night. Who do you guys feel resonated with you the most on this first topic? Okay. I think we have all the votes in, and with that, the votes will carry over to Wednesday, Black Box, 8 p.m. Eastern.
Wow.
You guys stay tuned for Wednesday night, Black Box. We will go over topic 2. McKinney and the Red will meet again on Wednesday for topic number 2. You know, John and Mindy both went through a lot tonight. Can you imagine what it will look like after next Saturday night?
Oh, no. My God.
The future will be familiar, because in the past, this place has been everything and offered heart, mind, soul, and love.
It didn't happen. At that moment where he yelled, "Get down," the assailant didn't get down. The knife was about to go down and stab the victim. And again, when you think about the facts that were presented, I think this is the scary thing. People don't want to read this story anymore. Propaganda has always been something that's been omnipresent in society. And it's been a tool and tactic used by politicians and the media. But one thing about propaganda was it always allowed people to still make their own decisions because there was at least information that was being presented to them. And maybe it was being presented to them in a falsified manner, but it was the individual's right to choose and discern what's wrong and what's right, Del. And my issue is that that's not happening anymore. Now we're getting to the point where people aren't even reading a headline. They don't care necessarily about what the headline says. That's not their interest. They read something literally for 2 seconds without delving deep into the story. 40 years ago, guys and gals, and I want to bring this up. We haven't talked history in a while over here on the show, but we're also saving it for the Patreon, so there's something to look forward to. Gerald Ford was sworn in 47 years ago, 1973. Gerald Ford was sworn in. He was the first unelected vice president to ever step into the office and in the role of commander-in-chief. He succeeded Spiro Agnew, and a lot of people forget Spiro Agnew, who was the vice president of Richard Nixon, not Gerald Ford, had really nothing to do with Watergate. He actually resigned over corruption allegations, Del, if you recall.
Tax evasion, had tax issues. Absolutely nothing to do with Watergate. You're exactly right. But many people think it was Watergate related, but it wasn't.
It was not. The reason why I'm bringing up Ford, too, is because a lot of people, he's the forgotten president in our history. A lot of people don't bring up Gerald Ford because he's become our forgotten president. A lot of people say he was a placeholder. He might have been. A lot of people might have said he was too passive. He might have been. But you also have to remember something. That's what this country needed. In terms of the climate back then in the mid-'70s, we needed, as a country, a president that was a bit more, I guess, enthusiastic, a bit more trusting. There was a lot of polarizing drama that took place. You know, we're talking about Watergate, we're talking about Vietnam, the fallout from the pardon that Richard Nixon had. Ford issued a month into his presidency. He was a bit predictable. His approval rating was cut in half. It was cut in half for obvious reasons. He was still attached to the Nixon administration, and that didn't help him. But you know what? How about this, guys? How about when you walk onto a court, you're playing a sport, let's say basketball, and you know that you're not 100%. You know that you're limping, but you also know that you can help raise the morale of your team because you're on that court. You may not be able to give it 100%, but you know that your very presence means so much to your team. In essence, that's what Gerald Ford did. Gerald Ford knew the political downside of the pardon. He knew that he wasn't going to be a second-term president. He knew that, but he went ahead anyway. It had a really benign effect in a lot of different ways. I think he was more or less someone that did it for the country, not for the party even, dare I say it. He took a bullet for the team, though.
Well, you know, Avi, you mentioned several things because of that led to the unrest of the country at that time. If you think back to the 60s and you've got the civil rights movement, the voting rights movement going on in the 60s, we've got the Vietnam War, you've got the hippie movement, the sexual revolution going on. Then we get into the 70s, and even in the late 60s, if I think I'm correct about this, at the 68 Democratic Convention in Chicago, look at the turmoil there and the violence that went on there. And then that leads way to Watergate. I mean, this country had been through a lot, and some of it good, but some of it not so good. And some of the most divisive times. I mean, I'm old enough that I can remember those times. I can remember 68. And you know, what a year, man, that this country went through. We had Kennedy get killed. We had Martin Luther King get killed, and then usher in Richard Nixon, and then Watergate, and Ford came along at a time when America needed a calming voice, or someone they could look to that they felt they could trust, someone that they felt could maybe just hold things together as this country tried to get better and heal. But when you look at the 60s and the 70s, the early 70s, man, this country been through a lot.
Absolutely. And you know, a lot of people forget about Ford because he believed that foreign policy that was pursued by any president, whether it be Republican or Democrat, should have bipartisan support. That's something Ford definitely agreed on. He was also somebody, guys and gals, that served our country. But by the time he became president, he was fast becoming a politician in the past. He was a bit of a representative of the earlier era, post-World War II years. It was a fading brand, guys, of non-ideological republicanism. But in essence, yes, he was someone that quelled the fears. As you can see by this footage over here, there was a lot going on, as Del mentioned. In that decade of the 60s almost felt like 2 decades rolled up into one. That's what it felt like. Gerald Ford, a lot of people remember. Well, a lot of people don't remember, but he was also part of the Warren Commission as it pertains. That was the fallout from the JFK assassination. Gerald Ford was a guy that, in terms of temperament and poise, was what the country needed back then.
Well, it's been something that's been a passion for me really my whole life. I grew up in a home with parents that stayed in tune with what was going on politically, current events. So it came natural to me. My grandparents were the same way. My uncles and aunts on both sides, all branches of our family, they were all people that stayed in tune with what their country was doing, what was going on within our country, and it just rubbed off on me. And so I've always enjoyed following politics and discussing it and talking about it, debating it, whatever you want to call it. But it's something that's near and dear to me. And I think as an American, I think we all should have a desire to know what's going on in our country and those that are running the country and put in positions of power and our elected officials. As Avi says so many times, forget the personality. Let's find out what the policy is. And that's so important and something that's always been important to me.
That's a great question there. You guys are awesome. This is from Kimberly asking me, what do you feel about Eisenhower's fame? Well, you're talking about the military-industrial complex. Yes, he was the first one to bring that up, guys and gals. He brought that up, if I'm not mistaken, in 56 or 57. And again, a lot of the turmoil that took place in the 60s it didn't happen by osmosis. The 50s sort of set the stage. Foreign policy-wise, I always like to bring up the John F. Kennedy. The reason why I think he gets respect from both sides, whether you're a Republican or a Democrat, the reason why he gets respect from both sides is he was served probably the most unattractive dish of foreign policy that any president's ever been served. People talk about Cuba, people talk about the Soviets. What about Turkey? What about Italy? During the Cuban Missile Crisis, there was actually missiles pointed all over the world, guys and gals. There were missiles also pointed at Soviets. There was missiles pointed at us. We were near, on the brink of war, on the brink of World War III. Robert F. Kennedy, actually, he was part of the council, obviously. Robert F. Kennedy and McNamara actually told Kennedy, we need to go ahead. At the height of the Cuban Missile Crisis, right there in the ocean, let's go ahead. Let's take down those Russians. And John F. Kennedy said, you know what? They're going to back out first. And had he not been as patient, who knows what would have happened, Del Wilkes.
You know, something else that's always fascinated me too, Avi, and it ties back into what we were mentioning earlier about World War II and what Tom Brokaw coined the greatest generation, is that generation that come through the Depression, that generation that fought fascism all over the world, that fought the Japanese, that fought, in North Africa and fought the Germans. That generation came back and got to work and built homes and built the suburbs. But that great generation also gave us the counterculture. Their kids were the counterculture. So out of that generation spawned the counterculture, and the hippies and the peace protesters and those that would not fight, those that went to Canada and burned their draft cards. So I've always found that to be a very interesting dynamic, that the greatest generation gave us that generation.
Yeah, it's kind of like walking a tightrope when you think about that, right? Kind of like trying to wrap your mind around something that was always, I guess, looked at in a positive light as far as the 50s were concerned.
Charles is a little goofy, a little bit of a doofus. He fell a couple of times and they made fun of him on Saturday Night Live about his coming down the steps and falling and things like that. So a little bit of a goofy guy as well. But yeah, a guy that sort of had a calming effect on the country that needed that at that particular time.
That was beautiful.
That was It's nice to.
Thanks, Avi. That was great. That was really beautiful.
See a real good dude and get a history lesson with it. Can't beat that.
Can't beat it.
The depth of conversation those two could have. I mean, they could. I'm sure they could go on for hours and hours. Both obviously intelligent, individuals, and Dell just so well versed in so many different, subjects. And man, such a watching those two just dive in. It's awesome. It's awesome, man.
It was great. They loved each other's company, and so they would have. It was like two brothers having conversations about just anything. So you just never knew where the conversation was going to go, and we got to just be a fly on the wall and enjoying listening to them. It
was an interesting path to walk with them, though.
Absolutely.
Never lost my attention on that.
Oh no, it was hands down my favorite show that was back then. A plethora of shows every day, no days off, and there were several that were good. That one was my absolute favorite. I look forward to it every week. It was amazing.
Thank you, guys. Yeah, everybody in the comment section as well. Very touching. Just love it. It seemed a lot calmer back then. Well, he definitely had. I noticed all his fashion differences too with Dell as well. So that was a nice.
Dell had that effect, right?
Yes.
Of being able to hit with his presence. So it's really awesome to watch that.
Well, it's not about calm. It's about like you've ever peeled back an onion. It's
sure.
You gotta get to the layers, brother.
Oh,
you gotta get to the layers.
Something Dell had brought up, though. He was talking about, the greatest generation, those that fought in World War II and all that. And then right after, after that, the generation of, hippies and free love and the 60s and burning draft cards. And an old friend of mine had a saying, and it went something like, hard times make hard people. Hard people make good times. But good times make soft people who make hard times. It's all cyclical. I don't know how long you got to live to observe all that, but it sounds feasible in my mind of what I've observed.
I have to agree with my man Pinocchio. Pinocchio says that had Dell, if he was still with us, guarantee you he would be the odds-on favorite to win this entire tournament. And man, oh man, that is maybe an understatement. This guy was well-versed and a very, very ingenious man, and he definitely would be a force.
Yeah, I mean, you could see just from that footage alone his ability to just listen and really take in what's being given to him, and which I think is huge when you rebuttal, right? When you rebut someone, that really becomes effective because you got to be able to really listen to what the other person is saying, and you could see right there, like Dell was just focused in and zoned in to that conversation. So, imagine Dell Wilkes versus Jesse Ventura.
Ramon, is this what we have in store from Avi's history show? There's a lot and this is why he names it archived, because there's so many, right, Howard? I mean, you were around before I was, and there's so many in the archives, and I can't wait because it was, like I said, before my time. So it's beautiful to see that. And yes, this is what we have in store from Avi's history.
And quick correction, sorry, the pay-per-view match. See, the warm-up match would be Jesse versus Dell, right? But the pay-per-view match would be Avi versus Dell. I mean, man, talk about, the storyline and personal history. Woo! Man, that'll be a barn burner, as they say.
Yeah.
Well, but
there'll be some.
Yeah, it was beautiful to see that, because I didn't personally know him, but now this allows me to get to know him and know the relationship. So we definitely have lots to celebrate here on TKN, our past, our future, and our present. Of course, we are here now, and hopefully we're not talking
Most
about
of the time,
present.
change is a good thing. I think that's what it's all about. Embracing change, being brave, doing whatever you have to so that everyone in your life can move forward theirs. Maybe it's the only way you can truly help her be happy. Oh, hey, one last thing. And I want everyone's eyes on me when I say this. Look at me.
Is it safe to say that due to the fact that you looked up to your father, you would have attempted to follow in his footsteps no matter what profession he had chosen?
Absolutely. If he had been a plumber, I'd be fitting pipe now.
You then scored 5 more touchdowns that day, and your 7th and 8th grade teams went unbeaten. Is it safe to say that you knew around this time in middle school that you were really, really good?
Well, you know, I always wanted to play football. That was a sport that I really loved. I can't say that I knew that I was good, but I knew I was fast. Let's put it like that. No.
What an evening. It's remarkable to be able to sit down and learn so much, right? It's remarkable to have fun while you're doing it. That's where we're spoiled. I feel like we're spoiled because we learn, and sometimes we forget that the brain is absorbing because we're so much to one another when we're open to one another. We're so much to each other.
Man. Close to 2 million views, baby.
Oh my goodness. I love it all, but the milestones really paint a picture.
I mean, that they do, and it's it's a pretty picture.
It is.
To say the least. So
we talk about having an empty canvas and painting it the way that we want to, and we do it each and every week here. We really do.
Oh yeah,
that we do.
I mean, 55.2K. I mean, I think we're coming up on June. I think by the end of June, maybe we'll get to 60. Who knows? That's.
I mean, it's June 8th. We hit 50K at the end of May.
Yeah.
It's June 8th, we're at 55.
Yeah.
I think we could hit 65, maybe 70.
I think we could do it.
I think so.
I mean, I'm fairly conservative with numbers, but I mean, just looking at the track record, I don't know why we couldn't.
It's completely possible. I mean, the more people, the more viewers we get, the more people tell their friends about it, tell their friends, tell their friends, tell their friends. I mean, that's why our numbers are moving up each and every week, because it's catching on.
That's right.
If you think
word is out.
Well, that's true. The word is out. But I'd like to think, and I believe this, it's not people going, hey, look, there's a bunch of people watching that. It's popular. I think the fact of what we do, which is so different from anything that's ever really been, that's happening now. And I don't know if this could be recreated even in the future. I mean, anything can be copied, but to truly be recreated, I don't think it's going to happen. I think it's what we do every Saturday, every Wednesday, the talk shows, the conversation, what was I always say, it's not controversy. It's conversation with heart.
That's right. Edutainment. They are learning while they are being educated. And so no one else is doing what we are doing. That is why they are tuning in every single Saturday and Wednesday as well. Mm-hmm. But no one is doing that. Yeah. We are bringing people in from all walks of life, but it's not about the accolades that is what is drawing the people in. It's not about the fact that people are Hall of Famers or wrestlers or Olympians in, Cooperstown. It's not about that. I mean, yes, that's what initially is drawing them in, but it's about the fact that they are becoming human beings. That is what's drawing people in. It's the fact that people are being able to relate to them on the average level of, I have been through that. I can relate to that. And that is what is making people tune in every single Saturday night.
Yeah.
That's what it's about.
Absolutely. And speaking about people tuning in and more people coming in, yes, we have ended round 1. We are going into round 2. But you guys, there are still people knocking on our doors and taking a look at what we're doing here. And in the 11th hour before round 2 starts, you guys, I've said it a million times and I love this part of it. We are going to have huge names coming in before round 2. And then after round 2 starts, that door is closing. So those people that could sneak in, about 11 people, I believe. Who could they be? I don't know. But I know if Avi has anything to do with it, and if TKN has their stamp of approval on it, it could be anybody. What do you guys think? Watch the video.
Dr. Chan, recalculate the new thruster data and relay it to Blue Oyster Cult immediately in Stantia.
Okay, roger that, Doctor. Fuck!
What's wrong?
Seriously? Auto-updating now? General, I won't be able to calculate the right data for the satellite for 49 minutes.
How long till impact?
11 minutes and 44 seconds.
Fuck Microsoft!
Mother? Is anybody home? Guess not. What are you doing here?
The way you were staring at me, I thought you were going to ask me for something a little more exciting.
Like what?
Use your imagination.
I'm using it.
Let me know when you're finished.
Will just dribble it out, and the Rockets are going to end the game on a 16-5 run as John Lucas is fired up, and the Rockets have beaten the Bucks.
Christopher, go ahead.
I was going to go on about my way, but Gary said he wanted to challenge me to an IQ test.
Yeah, all right. You want to come down here?
Anywhere, anytime. I can give you a test right now you couldn't pass.
Go ahead. Give him a quick test.
There's 10 people in the race, Gary. You overtake the last person. What position are you in?
There's 10 people in a race. I
You
overtake
the last person. What position are you in?
Well, I would think it's ninth, but it clearly can't be the right
Can I
answer.
answer it?
The biggest problem that's happening now is the number one thing that I see happening as a byproduct of the internet and a byproduct of, and as a result of the internet, the record company is basically going away.
I was possessed of inside information, and I had to be extremely careful at dinner parties and things like that, where people say, "Oh, when's the next Harry Potter, Stephen?" I go, "I believe in the next 3 months, probably." In fact, knowing that I was going to start it the next week.
Would be anybody. Keep in mind, we've had people from those videos show up, right?
I was just about to say, we know that's not a pie in the sky.
No.
Every one of those people you just saw could very well be in the 11th hour match. In fact, I would expect nothing less, because we all know anything can and will happen, not only on the black box, but especially on the green room.
Yeah. And has. Who's been on before, Kelly?
Cheryl Swoops, for one.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's, I mean, who haven't we had? We've had more hads than we haven't.
Yeah. There was that one Saturday night, we had a video on Holmes, right? And Eric Bischoff, and who appeared?
Boom, there they were.
Individuals. Yeah.
Don't forget about Houston's own Cheryl Swoops.
Yeah, I
She
just
was
saw
in one of those videos as well.
Yep. So, hope you guys took your notes from the 11th hour video, because it could be anybody.
What's going to be interesting, I mean, is you take the people from those videos, imagine putting those together in doubles or triples, you know.
Yeah.
That's something.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So take your notes. And we definitely, especially take notes from you guys. So thank you guys so much for what you do and all the comments that you leave. Oh, here we go.
Hey, everybody. It's your boy one more time.
with tonight's edition of Top 10 on TKN. And tonight's topic, well, my top 10 reasons on why you should watch TKN and The Green Room. Well, let's kick it off with number 10. And number 10 is definitely going to be the countdown clock. How can you not love the countdown clock and the energy that comes along with it? Anticipating for the 3 topics, the 3 celebrities that are going to show up right before your eyes. Well, you have 5 minutes of warm-up time, saying hello to everybody, listening and watching all the videos. Man, it's an awesome time when you first get into the green room and sit down. Just enjoy yourself and get a feel for the atmosphere. That's tonight's number 10. And number 9, well, that's definitely got to be the surprises. Well, Wednesday nights are always full of surprises, whether it be from the games or the information, that Avi drops weekly. It's a great way to find out what's happening each and every week. Surprises galore in the black box Saturday nights. You turn your head, you're definitely going to miss a surprise. Avi always has surprises up his sleeve, so always be on your toes. The surprises are some of the best things that happen throughout the black box and this tournament. So it's very, very vital that you tune in Wednesdays and Saturday nights. Plain and simple, my friends. And number 8, well, that's definitely got to be family feel. Whether it be Wednesday or Saturday night, like as I said, you're always going to get a great atmosphere and a family feel. As soon as you sign in, people are saying hello to you all the time. You have any questions, people are always right there, ready, willing, and able to assist you in any kind of way. Whether it be from black box to the tournament to Saturday nights, somebody always will help you. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Reach out. We're all family here. We all care. So remember one thing, everybody. The family feel, the more family you bring in, the more family it's going to feel like. And believe me, we love to see new viewers and new comments weekly. So bring them on in. And tonight's number 7? Well, that's definitely got to be the Facebook posts and the YouTube videos. Well, the Facebook posts, they let you know all the vital information that's happening this week, next week, any weeks, whether it pertains to the black box or the tournament itself. They're always available. You will always find them posted everywhere, all over Facebook. And hey, let's talk about those YouTube videos. There are many videos. All you have to do is jump onto the YouTube, jump in, search under the new network. You'll find all kinds of videos, past, present, and just catch up on the ones that you haven't seen. Check out some of those amazing numbers that we've been hitting. 155,000K, 177,000K. Those are some outstanding numbers, and they're only going to skyrocket. And number 6, that's definitely got to go to the topics. Avi, each and every single week, comes up with these 3 amazing topics. Whether it be sports, whether it be history, whether it be anything just thought-provoking. It is always amazing topics. They keep you on the edge of your seat. They keep you wanting to listen to more, all what the celebrities have to say. These topics are very, very interesting. Only a man like Avi can come up with such a concept and a way to run a tournament, only like he knows how. These topics will blow your mind. I'm telling you, you guys all need to start inviting all your friends and family. This is catching on real fast, so don't get left behind. jump on board and start watching the tournament with your friends and family and catching these amazing, amazing topics. And number 5, well, the show couldn't be possible without all you viewers. Yes, you heard me, you viewers. You viewers are the key to all of this. Your brilliant comments as you watch the tournament go underway, your thoughts on what is being said, what you see, your votes and your comments matter more than you will realize. Like you all see, it helps getting people into round number 2. We all like to see on how you stand on these topics and the way you view them. It's all important to us. So the more you keep letting us know in the comments section how you feel and what you see and maybe what you'd like to see, it's all important. So don't change. Bring in more friends and family. You guys are friggin' amazing. And number 4 definitely has to go to the amazing celebrity and the Green Room cast. Without the celebrities or the cast, this also cannot be possible. Think of all the awesome names, and this is just some of them. The Mark Henrys, the Truly Julies, the Jesse the Bodies, the Kelly Whites, the Joe Rizzitanos, the Mark Merrows, the Demolition, the Killer Bees. These are just some of the amazing names that we see weekly on this amazing show. Why wouldn't you want to tune in, and why would you not want to invite your friends and family to tune in? There's no tournament in the world that has this class of celebrity and cast talent backing this tournament. So as I said before, bring in all your friends and family, people. The TKN is growing large and we need you. And number 3, that's definitely got to be the Black Box. Hands down, it's one of the major key flagships to this whole thing. Wednesday nights, they're awesome. It always tells you what is coming up each and every Saturday. They will give you the hints on the celebrities that are coming. And if you tune in, you will most likely watch some of Avi's brainchild games that he has come up with that helps get some of these people grand prizes like seen like no other in any other tournament. Whoa, you won that game? All of a sudden, they're in round 3. How freaking awesome is that? What kind of prizes are those? These are unheard of. The Black Box, let me tell you people, the Black Box is one of the funnest shows that TKN has to offer. And number 2, that's definitely got to be the celebrity tournament itself. Well, the last I knew and I checked, I believe we're sitting at roughly around 116 celebrities and cast members. How awesome is that? All visionaries, luminaries in all different fields of different areas of the world, whether it be from acting, sports, rock, just anywhere you can think of. These people are coming from, and they are kicking the door down, wanting to be a part of the world's largest celebrity tournament. That's right, the world's largest celebrity tournament. Only one man behind this all stands tall, and he is the one brainchild that came up with it all, and that's the amazing Avi Klein. And while speaking of Avi Klein, well, he is tonight's number 1, and I think we all know why. Without Avi, this whole thing, it could not be possible. The man started out with a dream, and he put that dream into motion, along with the network, and it's taken the friggin' world by storm. As we all can see by the numbers on Facebook, YouTube, we're breaking and smashing records. It's only been out for a year. We haven't even hit round 2. Imagine what happens when we hit round 2 and Avi's, you know, his brainchild, it kicks in. It's not just, oh, well, round 1's here. No, everybody is watching. We want to see this year in, year out. I'm telling you, this tournament is going to be taking the world by friggin' storm. Be prepared, everybody, and we all owe it to you, Avi.
That was awesome.
Oh man!
Wow.
That always does such a great job.
He does.
Yup. Energy high and the love alive. I like that, Chad. Thank you so much. That's awesome.
I love Chad. Oh my
Right?
god!
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
The Republic of Chad. That was a new one. I like that.
Yeah, that was really, really good. Thank you, Chad.
I'd live there in the Republic of Chad. I would.
Absolutely.
Would you live in a yurt?
But just an amazing rundown of reasons of why to tune in. God, this is a great selection. I mean, Avi, the topics. I mean, the topics for me are always what I always love, what I was looking forward to. You know, so
Yeah, I mean, I think he hit, pretty much hit all the bases with it. The topics, the tournament itself.
Yeah.
All the viewers. He even took his hat off proverbial for us.
Yeah, that was very sweet of him. Yeah.
He put a lot of thought into that. And honestly, Chad, thank you so much because you are part of the engine and we appreciate you. And I appreciate the work you did into that video. So
One big thing he said towards the end, talked about this is just round 1. We just finished round 1. And look at the big, basically the snowball. It's a snowball effect, and it's affected every facet of what we got going on.
Keep your eyes as forward as possible. Giselle will make a point. You got a problem there, Julie?
I do, actually.
Go, tell me what your problem is.
Yeah, because you're assuming that I'm doing something that I wasn't.
That's right. That's right.
How do I know what you're doing now?
I'm not competing right now, am I? I'm a moderator. I'm a moderator. Right. Be in control of your actions, and one will not assume what you're doing when you're following the instructions and rules that were set forth by yours truly.
But I am.
Julie,
you're just assuming.
Issues don't make controversy. The people behind the policies make the controversy. Wouldn't you agree, Jenny Santana?
Yes, sometimes people don't know they're wrong until more facts come out, though, which is what I will get to after you're done rebutting.
I have made my point. Mark has a point, too.
I would have to beg to differ. Even a child knows when they're wrong. They may lie about it. They still know that they were wrong.
Human life is way more important than money. That's exactly my point.
I'm not boasting, but for many years I've been teaching and helping kids at risk. And I don't think a lot of people realize that the youth today and the kids that I work with, slow learners, are just grouped in, I hate that put them in the category of thrown away kids. They haven't been given an opportunity or given a chance to learn. And the only way that they get attention is to act up. They want to learn too. They want to strive. They want to have a good home. They want to have a good job. But they've been pushed down by society and pushed through the education system. And nobody wants to stop and take time. And I'm not saying I'm the best at it, but I try my best.
All right, the Golden State Warriors. One, the name says it all. Golden State.
The Reds. Look at the Reds turning out already fight. Hey, you guys better stop fighting our viewers over here, the Reds. What is this? The Reds now attacking our viewers? 26. I'm going to call right now, guys and gals, with all these... Alexis Red. I've never even seen these Reds before. Guys and gals, we have a plethora of Reds joining us. So 16-9, 16-10, 16-11, all these Reds. Reds scare over here for Kelly White.
You know what broccoli really is? It's a derivative of freaking mustard seed.
What wins a World Series is chemistry. We have a farm system that we grow our young men up from young age, 18, 19 years old.
So as Avi continues to duke it out with the Reds, let's get more votes. 12, John agrees with Mindy. 12-4, 12-5, 13-10, 13-11, 13-13. We're tied up at 13, guys. 15-14, 2-1. In a comeback, Mindy Red, with her army of Reds behind her, has qualified officially for the Grand Debate Tournament.
Same thing. You don't play for individual awards. You play for team championship. Back then, they had the NCAA tournament, and they also had the NFL. Not only did they beat them, they embarrassed them in 2 games.
It's 35 for Rick Barry, 14 for Jim McMahon, 13 for Justin.
600 million people, they say, watched the landing on the moon and the first steps.
And Rick Barry, you are in the lead right now. Again, 35-14, 14, 4, 3, 2, 1. Just like that, guys and gals. 42 points. Rick Barry moves on to round 2 of the TCAN Celebrity Grand Debate Tournament. A Hall of Famer, an absolute legend. Last name Hansen, first name Stan. Stan Hansen, welcome to the tournament.
Yeehaw! Yeah, man, it's great to be here.
Stan, Kevin, Stan.
How are you, Stan? There's something I want to been saying to you ever since I knew I was going against you. Parley, 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 afar. That's what I want to say to you.
We're really emotional about it. You know what I mean? Like, oh man, Apollo Creed, we forgot what an ass he was in the first 2 movies.
Yeah.
Right? So that's a hell of a turn. Yeah, I'm going.
There's no time. JW, rebuttal? We got a rebuttal?
Can we honestly really say Apollo made a good guy turn? Because let's remember, the sole purpose of him training Rocky, getting him back in shape, and getting him in the ring to defeat Clubber Lang was so Apollo could specifically challenge him at the end and get his win back. March rolls around this year and people start filling out their brackets and doing all their numbers and everything. You know for a fact that Duke is going to be on that list.
Christian Leitner spells too. Christopher Reed.
Yeah, may I, if I may. Duke was founded by tobacco money, okay? Cannon Duke made his money in the tobacco game. So.
And there's never been a more full circle turn of good and evil than Darth Vader.
We have a rebuttal from Courtney Gibbs.
I think you just killed yourself by saying he was good first, then bad, then good. That wasn't the question. But also, I'd say the easiest, as an evil person, the most person you would protect in your life, even if you were Darth Vader, is your son in the end. That's the most natural act of a father that I could think of. So.
And on this one given day, I got this call from this guy about an hour from my house. And he says to me, he says, Mr. Rougeau? I said, yes, sir. He says, you came to my daughter's school last week. And he says, I'd like to speak with you. So I went to see the man. And the man told me, he said, Mr. In really 2 minutes, the man told me, he says, Mr. Rougeau, he says, it's been 6 months that every night I'm sitting at the table. And my daughter, she's sad. She cries a lot. She's depressed. She tried to commit suicide 3 times in the last 6 months. She's being bullied at school. And she said, and he said, you went last week to her school. And one of the tools that I gave the students is to always to help each other. I'm not going to go into all 10 girls that came and grabbed the girl and said, come with us. And they left and they took her with her. And the bullying stopped. And for a week it stopped. And so when the man called me at home to go see him, he told me, he says, Jacques, he says, I just want to tell you something. My girl is smiling now. She's laughing. She takes the bus. She doesn't want me to go and get her at school anymore. She says, you used to be my hero in wrestling, but now you're my hero in life.
It was just so much fun to see your little fat face trying to figure everything out with all of this. All that came down to is you were just a little fly in the ointment that I was playing with, little man.
Hey, mouthful. We'll see who laughs last here in just
Okay.
about an hour.
Kelly White is just simply a scheduled out little frame on a piece of paper that I'm getting ready to mark a line through.
Kelly, do you want to rebut before we begin?
He's looking past the job in front of him, and I'm it.
We're gonna find
and
out.
it's
Job?
like a roadblock. Oh, don't go there, bro.
Job is the correct word, jobber.
Hey, let me tell you this. When the heat's on, Marcus, if you feel the need to, take a powder, brother. Feel frickin' free.
Never took a powder, brother.
You've got to show the world that you're a main event player.
I'm happy to do it. Experience is practical application, observation of facts and events.
Advice is an opinion. Experience is the only way.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Officially in round number 2 of the Celebrity Grand Debate Tournament is Marcus Buff Bagwell.
When you're walking those dark streets back to your car and you hear the clank of a chain, or the scrape of metal on stone, or the heavy
Look for your knees. Kelly did a great job, but again, he's not buff and he's not the stuff.
Marcus Bagwell.
They were really kind of confusing teams. They didn't play great defense, and they had some offensive firepower, but not a lot. But they were the best we had. When Magic and Larry came in, there was a new kind of basketball that came around.
So there you go. Tom wins round 1. Tom needs the next topic. Mr. Sizemore, you need the next topic, my friend. And if you win the next topic, you advance officially to the round of 32. The story, how could that be more apocalyptic? Aliens, forget about the zombies. Just make a case for aliens if you can, my friend. In a 3, in a 2, in a...
More scary. But what might be scary about aliens is that we don't know what's out there. I mean, it could take any kind of form. You know, of course, our parents, our brothers and sisters, were to turn around and, for unforeseen reasons, turn on us and kill us.
Guys and gals, Tom Sizemore. Man, oh man, what a poker face. You brought up amazing points regarding aliens in the show. 3, 2. Guys and gals, Tom Sizemore has swept and moves on to the round of 32, the Celebrity Grand Debate Tournament of 32, where again, the winner not only wins a monumental cash prize, a lot of you have already won prizes, the winner of this whole thing not only takes in cash, but takes in the pride of winning it all.
Okay, thanks everyone. Loved it. That was a lot of Avi. Win this whole thing. Watch.
I know you are, Tom. I know you are, Tom.
Wow. What a round 1 has been, man.
That was really touching because I had never seen that smile before on Tom. I've seen that clip, that moment, but I never really just registered. That was really beautiful. Wow, man.
You know what? When he said "what a poker face," it brought back the memory of. You remember Tom acted like he wasn't going to proceed. He's like, "Yeah, I'm not going to win," and then he went on to just kill it. Was it strategy? I don't know, but he got it together and he just tore up that top. It was really awesome to see and such a great memory.
Yeah, it really was. Oh, a lot of good memories there. Gosh, Kelly was shaking
I don't know
his
if I remember with Buff it's really that good per se. I think I might have blocked that out actually, but seems to be the night to bring it up. So.
Yeah, there's a lot of good memories in that clip. Matched with you and I in that clip as well, and Julie's match was in there as well. So there was a lot of good clips in there.
Yeah.
They really are. They really are.
Is it ironic though, Kelly, that I actually brought that up to you about the Red Army and you haven't? I didn't know that clip was going to play tonight, but I guess I'm not the only one.
You want to read that, John?
Yeah, why don't you read that,
Joey
John?
White has become one of the favorites to win it all. Well, you know, I mean, I think
Almost melodic coming from your mouth, John.
it'd be hard not to argue that he has a whole slew of weapons in his toolbox, and I've got to decide if I'm going to give him one more.
Well, it's not if, John. It's just which one am I getting? You know, I've given
still,
you.
It still would be
Could be
me giving you something that you earned, but I still have to make that decision.
Yeah, Wednesday, Black Box.
Choose wisely, John.
It'll be a good show. It's going to be a big, huge show because not only do we continue me and Mindy, but also I'm going to make my decision. It's going to be big.
I mean, John, it's either your points or, you know, Julie's amazing ticket of, you know, that she was offered.
Yeah, she won through heartfelt.
Offered, I won it, Howard.
I'm sorry, you won, that you earned, definitely. Yeah, and Kelly didn't lose.
Nope. Not something I do often.
You know, Buff did bring up something that was kind of interesting, though. He was saying that if it was him, and they said, well, there was some stuff with whatever. Buff said, you know what? I think I'd say, no, it's okay. I lost. You know, take it like a man type deal, you know?
Well, yeah, see, but Buff isn't known for his intellect in any corner of the world. So, you know, when they call me and say, hey, the votes were wrong and you won, I mean, I went with the votes, you know, that actually happened. So. There's that. But, you know, interestingly, John, you know, you brought up the Red Army. And, yeah, that reminded me when, you know, I faced Mindy in the vegetable bowl or whatever we were calling that at the time. And kind of, you know, the Red Army doesn't seem to be have as many soldiers in the ranks as they used to. What happened with that?
John has flipped them and run a lot of them off. Maybe they're tired of his crying.
Could be anything. Could be you too, Mindy, you know.
They never claimed to really like me, according to him, so it's not me.
I mean, you did change your name and said you're the anti-red. I mean, that might have something to do with it too.
Definitely wasn't me, because they never claimed to like me.
You blame them?
Claimed to be the leader of the pack.
Yeah, well, you guys, we mentioned it before in the beginning of the show, in the middle of the show, and I am so excited about what we are looking forward. We mentioned the future and the past and the present. Well, let's talk about the future a little bit with our July lineup, because we have Kelly White's D&D special coming up. We do. And I know a lot of you guys love that. And then also we have this big second round matchup reveal. That is huge. You guys, over 100 celebrity luminaries and the like. We'll find out who they will match up against, and that will happen all in one night. So I am going to be dressed to the nines that night and see who I am facing and who everybody else is facing. That will be a very, very exciting night, riveting, and it will really tell a tale for future matchups, because, you know, that's what it is. So over 50 guests we will have that night too, being told, and so that will be amazing, quite amazing, because we've seen 3 people on and 4 people on, 5 people, 50 people. We'll have 50 guests on. That will be night to remember. Oh, okay. Yes, we've had 50 people on before. Sorry about that. So also in the month of July, we will be talking. We will also have the rap battle.
Yeah, we definitely have had, just to clarify, 50 amazing luminaries and celebrities live on a show. We have had that before. October 2022. It was amazing. I mean, I'm talking about luminary after luminary after luminary after luminary. So I mean, this time around, 100 plus.
Wow.
What are you? I mean, we're gonna need a virtual manager, backstage, because we're gonna blow the virtual roof off this place. I mean, woo! Talk about. Man, luminary power, it's going to be amazing.
What else is coming up, Mindy?
After that, a promo special from each person once we find out who they are facing. It is going to be insane. Just each person doing a promo against the person they are facing. Bam, 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 bam.
That'll be super exciting. Yes. I'm excited for promos to come back.
That is going to be a blast. I'm excited for those. The last time we did that, it was a blast. We had people hiding by cars, doing promos. It was so much fun. So much fun. I can't wait for those.
Shots are going to be fired that night. That's all.
Yes.
And I'm going to be excited to see those shots.
Yes. Cannot wait.
I mean, absolutely. And you guys know me. Me and Buff shot some promos back and forth, some, old school stuff. But all that leads up to round 2. Why? New topics, new matchups. Unfortunately, more and more eliminations. There's not going to be any ties. There's no way to tie in this.
No ties.
It's not going to happen. So, the countdown clock, more clocks, if you can believe that, more pressure.
Yep.
I mean, you got to think about it. It's round 1, led up to this. Now things are defined. We've got the top, the creme de la creme, as they say. And after all these specialty shows, that is going to hit the water like a spaceship splashing down.
And it's not about just booking one celebrity for an interview. It's 3 at a time. They're going to appear live, man, on a Saturday night. Nonetheless, that's a hell of a deal, man. That is crazy.
Yeah, where else can you see that?
Where?
Only on this platform.
That's right, on TKN, on Saturday Night Live, 8 p.m. Eastern. Oh, gosh, 193 episodes tonight. And they're all here. Yes, Howard. Say it loud, say it proud.
They're all here, ladies and gentlemen, to win it all. That's it. Win it all, baby. Win it all.
Woo! Woo!
And what else is coming out? Joy.
There's a huge guest coming up soon.
Oh
yeah.
Yes. This guest will not compete, but he will be here to make an impact.
Ooh, now.
Huge.
Yep. I mean, what is he making an announcement? Is he going to be a judge? Is he going to? I'm curious. What is this impact? Because again, the stakes are so high. Any little thing could impact any of these matches. There's no ties, right? The clocks are back. Who could this guy be? I mean, I hope Avi gives us some clue, but I don't know.
It says guest, so it could be a woman or a man.
Yeah.
Howard. Yes. So whoever this person is huge, and they're going to make a huge impact. That's all we know at this time.
Wow.
Okay. Huge impact. And he's going to be a guest. He or she is going to be a guest and making a huge impact.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So I just want to remind you guys, this Wednesday coming up, the Black Box, we will have topic number 2 with the Reds here. And then the finale on next Saturday. We will find out and put this battle to rest. Whew. So,
I'll tell you what. I'm going to be ready Wednesday night.
Mindy, you gonna be ready?
100%. I'm ready to finish it.
Thank you, Kelly. Thank you, Howard. Thank you, John. Thank you, Mindy. Talk shows are going to return shortly. I can't wait for those. And let's take a look at the outro, guys. We'll see you on Wednesday night at the Black Box.
Obsession's going to be talent every time. You got all the talent in the world, but are you obsessed? Is it all you ever think about?
Uncle was a big Boston fan, and he loved the Celtics at that time with Sam Jones and Bill Russell.
Especially on the defensive end, when you go for good defensive play and, you know, they respond that way, it makes you want to come back with another one.
Since I was a kid, I really wanted to be a baseball player.
Drilling in the air, deep right field, and another walk-off winner for Johnny Damon.
Happiness goes far beyond conquering a physical limitation.
This is enormous. The script is 450 pages long.
You can tell your story so that you can bring to light what's happened to you, the traumas of your past.
I've gotten so far away that leaving's just a formality, Malcolm.
A leader's vision or scope is different than those that are following, and that is where things are always misunderstood.
But, you know, I've heard all this hype and all this talk, you know, it's luck first, and then, you know, Washington has moved up.
It was always there, and I always knew it was gonna work its way into my life some way.
Not to worry. I'll tell the maitre d' it'll just be the 3 bulls.
I don't argue with them. I just say, if you would just please watch this film, and then I'll have any conversation you want.
Just trying to survive. You should be able to maintain your personal sense of style and be safe as well.
There's 2 things, the 2 golden rules that go together, and one is honesty and the truth.
I'll even give you a shot at the heavyweight championship of the world.
Of my dad coming home on the couch, just enjoying, you know, a few minutes of peace and quiet.
Limited
And I think the way that wars have changed significantly affects whether we need a draft or not.
It's for the economy going forward. I think the comments about what's going to happen in this next year, because there's so much uncertainty,
and make you understand that he's not just a regular villain, but is an icon to treasure.
So he's going to leave and Dahmer hit him in the head with a barbell.
And I have always worked. I have never not known work as a grown man because my parents worked me like a dog.
Hands in the air, shake the derriere. These 3 words when you're getting busy. Oh, there it is. Hit me.
And we make him watch it for hours and hours. I think he would bring a style of tragedy, and our fans wouldn't know what hit them. They would.
Keeping my posture, and it's just a matter of time before I slip that arm, and I'm going to get that arm triangle.
And every time I've seen that show previewed or played, the entire audience fell off their seats at that ending.
A Fright Night. I think that's wonderful because I wrote and directed it.
It's the guy who's willing to die who's going to win that itch. And I know if I'm going to have any life anymore. You got to look at the guy next to you. Look into his eyes. Now, I think you're going to see a guy who will go that inch with you.
You know what? Maybe one of the world's problems will get solved by listening to this show.
Avi, I'm going to win this whole thing. Watch. I know you are, Tom. I know you are.